I'm going to go call the phone.
I'm not going to call you. Finish and close.
Your money. I got good news for you. Do you know that mankind in the United States of America should be having a hard table Doma Festival in Maryland, USA? And she said, everybody that going to that Doma Festival there, they must carry small thing for school for children. Like boat bag, shoes, children clothes, life jacket, and all those kind of things. They must carry there, and she will bring it in Liberia so she can share it with the children in Grand Basso, Little Basso.
School then you put life jacket to it.
The reason why they put in life jacket inside, she will be bringing life jacket to share because the children in Little Basso, when they go to school, they got to get on kino to cross the water. That's what she want getting routine so they can be safe.
I know that when the children want that when the children they get crossing the kino to go where the big kino to go.
And the time will be August 9 in the United States of America. So it will not be easy. And at the 5th year celebration, she been having celebration, but they want it will be special. So everybody that going there will carry something. Yeah.
That my brother want to tell you I can be praying for him inside the chair there.
I know, but I know now.
So that the cheese I can get you. I go real.
I don't thank you very much.
Okay.
People now.
So my people that are there, your year is people that are going for the Doma Festival in Maryland, in America. You please carry something for the children of Little Basso. It's not easy.
Yeah. Thank you, Markham, for my children in Little Basso. Yeah.
There's no volume on my end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Closing Argument. I am Jerome Gaiman. I will be in for the chairman. I am not hearing any sound. That's why I've been on the screen blank. But if you are hearing sound, go ahead and plug me in. Give me the thumbs up. I'm not hearing anything. Anyhow, we are here. We have a lot to discuss today. There's a lot going on in the country, a lot of news, and we are going to discuss those news in detail. Let's look at some of the news trending in Monrovia as we speak. T5, the famous T5 of the CDC, has finally crossed over. Fala said, let me go on the record. And it reads a support for Boycott calls for full support for a united Lofa. Lofa has been behind so long. He said, this is our time. This is our opportunity. And I am fully supporting the president. I am supporting this government. And he's asking all Lofians, wherever you are, to follow suit. We are also looking at Liberia opposition demands independent probe into the alleged police misconduct, witness tampering, and mishandlings of evidence in the arson case. That we are looking at the NPA has been ordered to pay $285,000 to people that he wrongly dismissed. President Joseph Boycott suspended James Momo, head of the Monrovia Consolidated School System, over allegations of administrative and financial misconduct. In a significant regulatory enforcement action, the National Commission on Higher Education shut down about 31 institutions. That's a lot. 31 institutions of higher learning in the country with immediate effect. We're going to delve into that. And then on my end, House of Representatives concurs with the Senate on the passage of a bill giving autonomy to the seaports across the country, as Senator Nyenwolo Lawrence, the pro tempore, commends the House for the decision. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of news in Liberia. We can't cover all, but we got to cover some. If you have anything that is important to you, you can put it in our comment section. If it's breaking news, we'll bring it to you. Thank you, Mr. Elvis Morris. I think he saw me on the screen. I can't hear anything. There's no volume, there's no sound. Hopefully you are hearing me loud and clear. I think Mr. Victor Nang say I am clear on that end. On this end, I can't hear anything. So here we go. Few months ago, I wrote a piece while I was leaving the CDC. And I made it clear I saw something very sinister. I made it clear that if the top 9 positions in the CDC goes to only Lofians, and Lofians are more loyal, almost all, I shouldn't say all, but most Lofians are culturally driven. And according to Thomas Fala, they are even more loyal to their tradition and the kinsmen and kinswomen as uncles and nephews than it is to the nation. He made it clear, I am a Lofian. I was born and raised in Lofa. I am a citizen of the county. So I am fully supporting Joseph Boycott, who is also a son of this place. And he made it clear that he has no fear. He said, a man who has been under the water like he is, He has no fears because he understands, he knows all the creatures. So no one can lecture him about creatures under the water. That's what T5, one of the most powerful men in the CDC, or was. I made it clear that Joseph Boyka has no fear of the opposition because the opposition is made out of the Unity Partisan, nephews and nieces of Lofa. And I'm going to go down the list and name them again. The person that sets the president's agenda, the former president, Finabono, she's the chief of protocol, I think. She's from Lofa. The former chair, Moba Molu, is from Lofa. The present chair, Secretary General, Koji, is from Lofa. The present chair, Janga Ko, is from Lofa. Safoko is from Lofa. T5 is from Lofa. When President Weah is traveling, when you see Finabodo right next to her, is a gentleman by the name of Sakimia. He's from Lofa. Sir Joseph is from Lofa. Thomas Falal from Lofa. That's the makeup of the power hierarchy of the CDC. And they are all loyal to their uncle, as evidenced by the death of the young man by the name of Momo in Foya during the elections of Thomas Falal. The young man was murdered, gruesomely murdered. And his body, not only did they kill him in his room, but they brought his body outside and dismembered him. And what did Thomas Falal do? Instead of going to Lofa and sympathizing with the family, he went to Joseph Boyka's house and bowed, kissed the ring of the king, we may say. So I told you, I said, I could no longer be part of an organization that I saw months in advance where I was coming. I have been vindicated today by Thomas Falal. Thomas Falal didn't want to say this. He said, all Lofans should follow their uncle. All Lofans, he said, I, as a general of the CDC, look at me as a Niji man. I've been under the creek. I've been under the water. I know all the creatures that nobody can tell me anything about what's under the water. Let me welcome Victor Nangwe. Victor Nangwe, welcome to the Tuesday edition of the closing argument.
Hey, Mr. Gateman, it is great to be here.
I can't hear you, so I guess I'm guessing.
Yeah, thanks for kicking the show off. Let me also welcome.
What I'm going to do, Honorable Nangwe, let me go out and come back in because I can't hear you.
Okay.
Thank you. So continue your talk.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's good to be here. Let me also welcome our audience. Thanks for joining us. Please share the show, invite a friend. From where I sit here, I see Otis Barkley. Otis, thank you for joining us. My dear friend and brother Elvis Morris from the Twin Cities, city of 10,000 lakes. Elvis, thanks for joining us. Ruth, thanks for joining us. We put Grace on that Sarah on that story yesterday, Ruth, to get more details on that lady who was being reported on the social media platform. So we're hoping. I didn't get any. Maybe Jerome did, or somebody else will come in and see if they got additional details. But hopefully, and quite frankly, as I was coming on, there's another lady whose story was being shared on the closing argument. I think some influencer from Bapulu, who just went to buy, clothing that she buys and sells, And apparently she was accosted by 4 men in a taxi cab, waited until they left town, and then they decided to, to make a move on her when she tried to, resist. According to the story, she was thrown out of a moving car. I mean, this lady she is gashed all over her body. I mean, I don't know what Liberia is coming to, but she did say that the guys, I think one or two of them were saying that he had been taken into police custody over 10 times. I mean, 10 times, and he was very confident that you always go and come out. What does that say about current policing? But Ruth, so hopefully maybe Jerome or Sarah and Giuliano, welcome. It's good to have you here. My dear brother and friend Conrad Yankan, right here in Trenton, I believe, yes. Thanks for joining us. And everyone else, thanks for joining us. I can't see you from where I sit. Maybe Jerome does.
Yes.
But let me welcome you all. It's going to be a great show. Let me confirm today we were supposed to also do the segment on taking a deep dive into the compensation and benefits for our lawmakers. We're having a little bit of difficulties, but I think the Honorable Musa Hassan-Bility will be joining us later. So stick with us, stay, and invite a friend. I'm passing it on to today's host, Jerome.
Yes, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I see, is that Julino? I see Conrad Yikan. I see, it's a Ruth Robert Bangba, Elvis Morris, over the Otis Bagley. All of you guys and girls who are tuning in, you tell us where you're tuning in from, so we can recognize the place is not more important than you, but the place, we'd love to know where you're calling from or where you're tuning in from. Some of you we know where you are. But Mr. Nangbe, we were talking about the shaka to most people. Thomas Fala came out finally.
Yes.
Came from under the water and knocking his chest. Says, I will support my uncle because traditionally that's what we do. So with Joseph Walker having 9 of his nephews and nieces running the CDC and they are all loyal to him, is CDC and Unity Party one in the same?
I mean, if that is not the greatest police coup, I don't know what it is, Jerome, and you will know because you have been an insider and an executive of the CDC. I hope my friend Elvis Morris here. I don't think he's a sedition, but I know he does support the former president. So I hope they're taking notice. But you know your thing, and those names that you read out, I mean, those are all executives of the CDC. I mean, what does that say? The president currently has absolute control of the CDC. You can't debate that. He may not probably have Tomalin George, but I mean, all of the CDC hierarchy is under the canopy of Joseph Boakai. What does that say? You said we all knew. We saw the current deputy speaker genuflecting, to the president. He went there and bowed, and the president put his hand on his head, and we all knew he was gone. I believe what's his name? Jefferson Tambakoji, and also certain he's in the wings, is coming. I mean, the reports are that he's out on the studies, but obviously he's giving the president the space, to do his thing. So the CDC, you're the sedition, you need to wake up. The police coup is taking effect. The UP people are taking over your party. You need to wake up. How is it that you can take your entire executive and give it to one county? Why? You got to diversify. So Fala we understand he's gone over, but as we were saying yesterday and today, I don't know how much benefit that really adds to the UP government, because there can only be one well that he and Joseph Boakai will drink from, which is Lofa. What else is he going to bring that Boakai is now already bringing to the table? So we'll see. But we'll do our thing in CMC. I'm sure we'll talk about that. But let me pass it on to you. And welcome to Chief. Said.
Chief, welcome. I know you didn't want to come and come into the kind of bullets going towards you. Well, I know you were a general, you were a fighter. you can bob and
My
weave.
man, the chief sweating, even though it's hot, but the chief they sweat
Yeah,
out. They sweat, the chief sweating. Yeah.
he sweated T5
It got
minutes.
nothing to do with the weather outside.
Tomalin George, T5 finally have vindicated me, came from under the water. He made it clear, and to Victor Nangbe, your thing, what he brings. Tomalin Fala brings a wealth of information. Like he says, he brings inside information. He was part of the hierarchy. He was part of the war room. He has all the communication. He has all the tactics. Then he brings lots of resources to the table. Whatever he brings is less than what the CDC has. So if you look at Sir Joseph, the two richest men in the CDC, they have switched over to their uncles, okay, to their uncle. And then all the other nephews, the Secretary General, the chairman, you name it, the chief of protocol, the special assistant to the president in the house, they're all gone. CDC is the king is totally naked. Honorable George, your take on Tomalin Fala, his exit, and will you charge him with sedition?
Well, first, let me say thanks again to Mr. Gilman, Mr. Nagwe. Thanks for you guys. Like I always say, you guys bring a lot to this to the discourse, and we get the feedback every day. So we're just blessed to have you guys part of this this platform. It means a lot to everybody because people really are impressed by what you guys bring to the table. But you know, the T5 issue I wanted to talk about it, but you know, we'll talk about T5. We'll talk about the T5 issue. It's true, Mr. Gilman, you are right when you talk about the Lofa factor. But before I would just leave you a little because something just
as soon as our guests come on, we'll turn it over to Mr. Nagwe and we'll move.
Something was brought to our attention. We've been trying to follow this story, and I just got the first direct information from the family about the lady who was killed. But the story goes that this lady, she's a Liberian Canadian citizen, 45-year-old. Her name is Sienna Go Ricks. Okay, a 45-year-old Liberian Canadian. She built her house. She went to her house. She saw her door open. And then she contacted her, I think her family, her mother, her sister, or somebody, and told them that, or made her door open. But then they told us about, you know something, but just come and then we'll go back to the house tomorrow. But then she told us, she said, but I got some people here working, do some work for me in the house. So apparently she forgot and maybe may have passed out to sleep. And the person who may have murdered this lady might have been hiding in the house. Because the people, apparently, according to the story, the people completed the work, they left. But then after the neighbors saw fire coming from the woman's house, and they contacted her father, but the person had already gone in, attacked this woman, raped her, gash her, and burned her, set her ablaze on her bed. So her father, when they told her father, said, we'll see your daughter's house, smoke coming from your daughter's house, and her car is there. So the father came there. I think he managed to have gotten through the back door somewhere and got there and saw his daughter being burned. So the police came. But here's the thing I'm making people wondering, that the crime scene was clean. How the police allowed it? In America, we know that the crime scene is always secure, right? With that yellow ribbon. But according to what I just heard, the crime scene was clean. They put all the stuff outside in the place there. People are concerned. Why they clean it? Why they just clean the crime scene? So people are concerned. And tomorrow we'll try again we'll try to reach to the daughter. I think she realized she devastated, I was told. So she was on her way, but she had to cut short her trip. So now we got to find out what happened, because it could be any one of us. You know, today is this lady. It will be anybody from the US or anywhere that traveled home, and I don't know what may have happened, but these are all lessons for all to learn, that and for me, being that I came from my father was a security background, whenever I enter anywhere, I don't care what happened, I like to make sure everywhere is secure, because if you listen to the Batin Yiswa story too, I was told that the killer was in a house hiding, in a room in hiding, and where the attacking man. So you got to make sure you check your. That's why when we go Liberia, okay, your I will tell people, okay, your taser, your pepper spray, your flashlight. You even if it's a place secure, you got security in the yard. When you enter that place of sleep, check all your place everywhere. Check everywhere. Make sure your place is secure. You know, I remember when Spoon went to Liberia 2022, Stanton was so scared that, and I'm blaming too. The guest took the suite, presidential suite. He stayed, he was looking in the ceiling, trying to make sure the ceiling is secure. I mean, I don't blame him. You want to make sure that the place was secure. And in fact, he brought a whole Spoon guys in to sleep with him at the place. Just because, yeah, you're gonna
kill me with
Otto would die. So he had a whole group there with him. They slept right there. And Otto has security, but our security lieutenant said, 12 o'clock, you can go home, yeah? We won't keep you here all day. Once we eat the place secure, you can go home. But it just brings the idea to say that when it's a lesson for us to learn that when you're home, make sure that you secure everywhere. You secure, check everywhere. Even especially the room that you're sleeping in, check the window. Make sure that window is secure. Even if you have security outside, check it. And and then protect yourself. Whatever you have on you, because if somebody attacks you, look, it's only your life there. So if you come and attack me in my room now, inside the bedroom on me, I will protect myself though. If one I will die, but I won't just give on a die. And you don't sleep sound like that, but you always prepare yourself. But these are things but this story is very important. We all got to get involved and find out what happened to this lady. But the police issued a statement. They sent a statement to us today. They said that Liberia National Police is actively investigating a deeply disturbing incident that occurred on June 20th in Bentown Marshall Road, Magibi. The victim, identified as Madam CNN Go Riggs, a 45-year-old Liberian Canadian and resident of Bentown, was found deceased in her room and tragically burned beyond recognition. Due to the condition of the remains, she has since been interred. Now, how can you inter the woman? The autopsy done? We got to find out. At this time, 5 individuals have been identified as persons of interest and under active investigation. We urge the public to remain calm and cooperative as our investigation team continues. The Liberian National Police is fully committed to uncovering the truth and ensuring that justice is served. If you have relevant information, please contact LNP through our official hotlines. We thank all residents for the support and vigilance as we work to maintain peace, security, and trust in our communities. Signed by DCL G. Clark, spokesperson of Liberia National Police. So we got to find out what happened. It's important to find out what happened. We got to find out what happened. It's very important. I hope that we all get involved to get to the bottom of this. It's very important. But Myean, just play the video I sent you about at the scene of the crime. Myean, you can play for us quick, please. Welcome, Sidiki, Mr. Nagwe, Mr. Gimmet.
That's tough.
Thank you, Chief. Welcome, Sidiki. While we're waiting for Myean, let me just tell Sidiki. I just wanted to, extend my sympathy to the Grace Gould family. I mean, this is a tragedy, and this is some of the things that, these are some of the things that frighten people from coming into the country. I mean, I don't know what to say. Sidiki, up to you, my brother. It's just really mind blowing.
Well, the police, I read a release earlier, not really paying full attention, but I think they commit to finding out what happened. And so we will give them the benefit of the doubt to see what the investigation lead to. But as you rightly said, those are troubling situations that it has the propensity to fear people off and all. But wait on them. Hopefully they can speed it up.
When you say commit, what does that mean? When the crime scene was not protected, the woman has been interred with autopsy. So how can you say you will commit to rule of law. How?
The whole crime scene is compromised, you know, and that, I mean, that right there, that's part of the problem, you know. I don't know whether it's intentional or just lack of training. You know, how can you bury the body and clean up the place and all of that? You know, why? You know, it's going to be a very difficult investigation. I mean, yeah, they say they got 5 people, you know, we'll see, but it's just very unfortunate, you know. 45 years old, had all her life ahead of her, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very important point, because I mean, the fact that you have already buried this woman, then you're telling us you are just about to investigate. I mean, like, are you kidding me? Is it because Ada is now in a public gear, so you're trying to cover up? I mean, what was your initial quote unquote finding before you buried this woman? I mean, what did the maybe autopsy or whatever say was the cause of death? At least those are the kind of conversations they should have included also in the press release. That Madam XYZ died from immediately we found out that she was murdered, or she died from blood pressure, or she died from, at least then we understand that you went somewhere. But I mean, you know,
But even in the autopsy, right? Okay, you say you came up, you have determined cause of death, and you arrest me, and I have the wherewithal and the finances to say, you know what, I'm going to bring my own independent forensic autopsy folks to do the work. You have buried the person.
Yeah.
I just have to ask though, how did they come upon the rape conclusion? I mean, I can understand to see when the person is burned.
I think I mean that's why the eyewitness. But where's the Myean put a video on small, but let me just look at it a little bit while waiting for the Mr. Bility. But also tonight, I hope we get a chance to dissect this bill that put that the Senate, they put regulatory Mr. Bility say he read it.
Yes, that's my home girl.
Yeah, that bill. That bill, we gotta look at that bill. That bill is not that bill. The guy who is involved is a French man that's involved. Look, the people are smart. They're using that bill to fund a re-election. So many people. That bill, we got to dissect that bill. That bill is not in the interest of Liberian people. We shouldn't just let it. The Senate, the House agreed, concurring with them, and President Boga will urge him not to even sign that bill. It's not in the interest of Liberian people. So, but we'll talk about it later. I think Chairman Benedict is ready. He just signaled me. Let me see. The chairman answer you. But anyway, so we'll look at that bill later on. But the chairman just signal me. Let me see.
What Pewee say? you got what do you say? You gotta look at the sign or the signal. You gotta look at it more or something. He said. So the Honorable Musa Benedict have sent you the signal, huh?
The first question I'll ask him, so Chairman Benedict, the first question I will put to you, this this Senate bill that your House concur with, it bill has a lot of issues.
What are the issues?
Do we have the full bill? You know, I would if somebody have it, let them put it in the chat room so we can all
look at it. On the devil. What are the issues?
The issue?
Yeah, at least name one for which you outright condemning the bill.
The first of that law is a duplication of. Okay, let's watch it real quick. My put sounded now.
And what video is it? Could you
the woman that was killed or murdered?
Is that her home? It is unfortunate when we're talking about people going home and
very clear one day all of us will go there. Our sister is going ahead. And one thing also is that our sister died in Christ. We know the Lord.
As a crime scene,
very clear one day all of us will go there. Our sister is going ahead. And one thing also is that our sister died in Christ. We know the Lord. Before we die. preparing place. One day, all of us will go there. Our sister is going ahead. And one thing also is that our sister died in Christ. We know the Lord. Oh, she died.
I seen another video with her dancing, having a great time. Can you imagine living in the diaspora all your life, saving all your money to return to your home and live a little comfortably among your folks? And she was so happy that she had this accomplishment. It is not easy to save money in this country. And she did, only to be savagely murdered. It is, you can tell it is not somebody from the outside. That is an inside job. Somebody who knows her, somebody who is very close to her. And that's like a crime of passion. How can you not only murder the person, okay, but do all of the nasty things, then turn around and burn? That is...
You know, I tell you this, Jerome, and again, I'm not drawing any conclusions, but you know, my wife and I, we had something similar to that, though not as gruesome and tragic, but we have brought people in to do some work in the house, and we believe those people, either whatever happened. I mean, we were much younger, you know, go out, come back, you know, head tight and all of that. We were asleep. But how those people opened our doors and got back in the house, up to this time, we've never been able to figure it out. But we suspect they came back. I mean, I woke up, my pants I wore was, you know, lying down in the backyard. I think they just came to steal. Luckily, nothing happened. You know, but you know, it's you know, they said people were working on the house, you made the door open and all of that, you know, like you're saying, you know, our people, man, it had to be somebody who was very familiar with the inside or whatever it is. They knew where to hide. But you know, we had something like that. And I would just say, you know, to all of us, if you see something like this, you know, sometimes follow your heart, you know, especially when she called her parents, you know, and they said to her, you know, calm, probably she should have, you know, gone and let the night pass, and you know, but I guess, you know, she probably, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to fault her or blame her, but you know, it's just very unfortunate, very tragic. You know, I feel really bad.
Yeah, Mr. Ability is logging on now. So while we're doing Mr. Ability, look, we have to really get to the bottom of that story. We got to get to the bottom of what happened. Like I said earlier, it could be any one of us or somebody that we love that have that experience, that what they experience, you know. We got to find out. And also too, if that I hope Mr. Ability will talk about this bill, the regulatory bill that the House concurred with the Senate. And then too, the U.S. Embassy just issued some. The people really getting tough on. They're saying that effective immediately, all individuals applying for F, M, or J non-immigrant visa are requested to adjust the privacy settings on all of the personal social media accounts to public to facilitate vetting necessary to establish the identity and admissibility to the United States. So that means your Facebook page, your Instagram, if you apply to the embassy for a visa, make sure you ask them to check on you, see what your left star, to see who you are. They will do all the background investigation on you, you know. But you know, back in the days, I think you guys remember when someone had come to America, the embassy, whenever you apply, they will simply to check your background check on you to your house and all, to check on you what information you give to them. They will check on you before they even have the interview with you. So you know, maybe they come back to that point, but they're getting tough on us. They're getting very tough on us, and it's a problem. But again, who knows? We are almost everybody here, almost everybody are citizens now, so they apply to us, but our relatives and friends back home, they apply to them. You know, and
look, and I support the United States 100%, like me, or you got nothing to hide. They can come into your inbox. They can come to your house. You got nothing to hide. Like one of the senators was saying, If you are coming in our town, in our home to look for a better life, and then you are saying death to America and all of these things, then maybe we need to have a second thought. We need to have a conversation with you. You may not be in the right place. Okay? If you are in our hometown and you are benefiting from our taxpayers' money, you are benefiting from our sweat equity, and then you are saying that the place where you are staying should be destroyed, then maybe we need to have a talk. This is not the place you need to be. So, like me, everything about me should be open.
Yeah, but the point about this is, Jerome, my point is not being evenly applied. This is just against the dark and brown people. They're not doing this to the white people. In fact, this man is bringing white South African into the states here, who he damn well know are lying. Nobody's prosecuting in South Africa. So yeah, I'm with you, but it has to be applied equally across the board. I think this is what is upsetting a lot of us. This is me targeting the dark and brown people.
But more than that, I also want to look at the aspect of people's privacy. I mean, what's the probable cause that you want me to provide you additional information than is required to secure a visa? I've provided you purpose of the trip, capacity to be in America, and all of those things, and all of that work tie back to my home country that will come. I've demonstrated all of those, and then you still want to go into my private communication line and see who I talk to or what do I say?
Well, the answer for you is that the people not forced to the country. They tell you say if we not forced to our country. You come here is not right. It's not right. It's a privilege.
Ahmed. 1 minute. America now, the Nixonian and the Ronald Reagan theory. We trust what you say, but we'll verify. Trust, but verify. You can tell me all the good stuff you want to tell me, but I will still have to verify. You may be a child molester. How do I know? I have to do your background check. If your fingerprint, your biometrics say these things, I have to do it. If you are a murderer, if you are a white beater, because domestic violence is very serious. We want to know that too.
So you want to know from the Facebook page?
Yes.
Well, I honestly believe, and before I speak, let me welcome this grumpy partner.
Listen, we want to welcome Ahmed. I want to welcome my CDC queen. I know she feel bad after Tomalin dropped her like a hot cake.
Now, queen
terrible, yeah. But why Tomalin did a queen like that?
Tomalin will come back, man.
Tomalin is an asset. I'm asset, the men are asset, so we take it.
Sarah, welcome. We are talking about the new pending restriction from the United States that for you to get a visa, you got to come in clean. You got nothing to hide, like your public, your pages, your Instagram, your Facebook, like everything be clear so we can see.
Yeah. And that is anyway, thank you for having me on the show. I want to say hello to everyone and hello to our followers. And I don't know. I think it's getting tough with the visa thing, And also I was listening to you guys about that lady that they slaughtered I heard that there was some situation with land business. She won the case and some family members, something, some kind of story around it. It's not too clear yet. But like everyone is seeing is something from in-house. It can be somebody else. It's something from in-house. So I'm still digging deeper. I will get the real story.
You know what, Sarah, and welcome. I was going to say, that if she was raped indeed, then the DNA will be there. But they already, unless they will have to exhume and rebury her.
I mean, they killed the woman, they killed that lady like some kind of an animal. Like, how can people be so, why Liberia people so like that? And these are some of the people who go to church every Sunday. They line the pews of churches.
No, these are 7 days a week. They don't even wait for Sunday no more.
And it becomes so evil.
24/7. You can't sleep. They're beating the drum all night.
I am telling you. And you come up and slaughter somebody who has worked so hard, for the money to build a place and come arrest themselves and you kill them like that? What? Yeah, man. I'm scared of Liberia. I'm looking for somewhere else to go live.
Yeah,
But the place, but otherwise, where you living now?
I'm going to Burkina Faso.
that's right. but let me, Victor.
Yeah.
When we now to what Tomalin just said about the visa, right?
Yes.
These kinds of creatures in Liberia that make the place, you have to give a second and third thought about living and moving there, right?
That's right.
Wouldn't you blame the U.S.? We want to know whether some of these folks.
Heck no.
Uh-huh.
Just Ahmed, the U.S. they have all kinds of methods. Profiling is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And even what they're doing and making this announcement, all of these are tactics. It is a preemptive strike. They may not ever look at your Facebook, but the fact that they're putting that announcement out there is a deterrent. Now if you're going to go to America, you better behave. So all of these are, those are security measures. But the profiling they do, they can pretty much the algorithm can put together a set of data points and they can almost zero in on the kind of person you are. So people have to be careful. But before I pass on the city, part of the things we're hearing too, and that's why I advise my friends, location. Because somebody say, "Oh, I got a whole house in Monrovia. You can pay $25 for 1 month." It doesn't mean you just go and put your body in there and sit down there. You want to save money. You gotta pay for security if you want to be secure. If I'm going to Monrovia, I'm making sure, you can never be 100% secure, but it's better to spend the extra 2 cents and be secure.
I think it's so scary right now. It's scary.
Yeah, then to play cheap. My wife always say cheap is not cheap. Cheap is actually expensive because you end up paying for it almost 3-4 times over.
Kill somebody child like that is horrible, man. All Liberian people, man.
Welcome,
the political leader of this opposition citizen movement for change is ready.
The fastest rising move. You gotta put that there, Chief.
For the first time since
Well, I
came would not bring on a platform the political leader of the citizen movement for change. The opposition representative Musa Hassan. We are also told that he just won an award that says he's the most vocal and active Liberian politician on right now. And I think, in all fairness, we should give him that prop. He has been speaking, but tonight, I can tell him that we're going to engage him tonight. We're asking some questions tonight. Tonight is no more friendship. We're gonna because now he's on the national stage.
That's right.
He put numbers going too high. So we got to make sure that we check that poll numbers now. So we got to gain a hardball question. So guys, now we're excluding Guarm and Nangbe, and if Grace come on and Grace. So, but Sarah,
but why you excluding him?
I expect us to really grill the political leader of the CMC. You like grill him. You like test it. So all what much I do, let's bring him on. You put the political leader up, man. Mine, you put it up. Put it man up. Put it way up.
It ain't been that
way up.
You see that? You see that? You see what we're doing here?
The man is broke like a political leader. That's somebody ready to sign.
He said, "Y'all stop it, man."
But it's good to see you, representability. I know you are to a new location, but because you're a political leader now, sorry, but you can't disclose where you are. But I know you are making your rounds, which is how people operate. But it's good to see you. Welcome to the closing argument, Mr. Nangbe. It's all yours. But I have my first question to ask the political leader.
I think we should welcome and allow him to say a word or two before we start.
Before you hit him,
yeah, let allow him to say something at least.
But all you Nangbe here. But Nangbe, I want to ask the first question, please. Thank you.
Go ahead, Chief. But let's welcome the PL now.
Yeah, go ahead. But you in charge now, Nangbe.
Honorable, welcome to the closing argument. It's good to have you here. We know you have a busy schedule, but thanks for consenting to join us tonight. We have a few things to talk to you about, more specifically, your call that you've been championing lately to audit the legislature. We think it's a good call. So those are the things we'll be discussing tonight. We'll look at the expenditure, whether we're getting return on our money that we're investing in the legislature. So we're glad to have you here. Before we go on, if you want to say a word or two, and then we'll bring Tomalin in.
Well, I mean, as usual,
you see these people, they got no etiquette.
I just want to say thank you to everyone, Tomalin, and the platform. Peabody, I haven't seen you for a while, and the CDC man, you know himself. After tonight, I will classify Madam Dopo, but for now, I will just call Sarah. So I'll wait to see where I'll put her after this.
They're telling her the question to ask you, Chief, so she's on the phone. She's not hearing you.
And obviously, I'm privileged to be fully protected by two of the brains behind CMC, both locally and internationally. So I feel at home. You can bring any question you want to bring. I promise you, I will not be like President Trump to be very vulgar, but I will stay answer the question.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Slow down with my president.
I know today.
Look, you may not like Donald Trump. You may not like Donald Trump, but you got to give it to him.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got to give it to him.
Thank
you. You got to give it to him. You may not like him, but I'm not a fan. But believe me, he pulled some things that I don't think other people would ordinarily pull. So we are where we are. We're happy to be here. We are pleased to be the rising star of Liberian political party. Whatever accolade that brings along, we don't claim that. We attribute that to our team. This team is made up of people that have dedicated themselves to a new Liberia, a Liberia that have to be devoured of the institution that had fed on it for 20 years now, that have lynched on the country. So we are dedicated to a new country, and we think we CMC is making that stride. If you take us for granted, you're doing it at your own political peril. The sooner you come, the better, will be. But believe me, we are an open tent. We don't have anything fixed in our party. Our party is a growing concern. Ideas are evolved. It's not built around one person. I think Mr. Gilman, Victor, you are a testimony to that. There are many decisions that CMC makes that come from, for instance, Jerome. He initiates it, and we all like it, and we kick it. So CMC is not a vehicle driven by one man, So we're happy.
Thank you very much.
Whatever the question is, we are ready for it. We were made for this day, so don't worry. You can break the. And if you want to suspend the friendship, no problem. I'm here. I know Peabody will not join you in that one, so I worry.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. It's good to have you, Chief Tomalin. I think you had.
It's always good to see you. I will say this though. One thing that made Trump is where he is today is because Trump is one president I've seen. Like I'm not a big fan of Trump, but honestly, the second time I get to not very liking per se, but I can enjoy some of the things you're doing. The whole thing with Iran being causing trouble too much. So I later now expose them now to know that Iran is just big mouth. But besides that, what I was trying to say to you, Mr. Benedict, is that you have yourself to the public, your media. Not many of your colleagues can do that. What I've noticed. Many people someone like a senator is president in America right now, or senator from Grand Crew County. Let me just be specific. I reached out to that senator. When we were living in Rhode Island, we used to be very close and we were cool. But since he went to the Senate, he been dodging all the time when we inviting him, dodging it. And because they know what they're hiding. Okay. Not many people, and to do for what you guys can do to come forward, to come and face people from diverse background with diverse opinion, it's not an easy thing though, because the question is not given to you ahead of time. You know, so to come forward is something that I'm gonna commend you for. We hope we can encourage your colleagues, especially your speaker, Richard Kuhn. He can't just be hiding behind the legislative media. He had to come forward. He's the head of our branch of government. Also, our sister Youngly, encourage them to please come forward too. You now see them go before the press. So that's why I'll commend you publicly for this. It's very important. But my first question to you is that this regulatory bill will land at the House. You guys just concur with the Senate. Did you vote on that bill?
Well, let me say to you, first, thank you. And secondly, that CMC will do things differently. You know, for me to be available to the public, it was a decision that the party made that everything we do, we will do it differently. Political leaders, sometimes 3, 4, 5 months not speaking to the public. This political leader will be friend of the media, friend of the public. That's why every week, in case you have not done it, if you want to know what's running in my head, go after 6:30 a.m. every Sunday morning. There's a letter from Secretary. You'll know what's going on in the deep part of my brain. Those are my personal views. And, you know, so to come to the media, we observe in the last 20 years, those who have become or want to be Liberian people, president of this country, don't even feel the need to answer questions as to their history, their deeds, their actions. No, CMC is not going to do that. If you lead this party or you occupy any position in this party, you have to be available to the public. So you got to answer the hard questions. And some are not very pleasant. Some situations, you know, are not the best. But you got to understand that there are Liberian families that face worse situations than us, Tomalin, you know. Like, for instance, tonight, you know, some people were apprehensive, you know, and say, you know, going tonight, you know, the situation with your son, he just pleaded guilty, and you gotta say, no, I don't see it that way. You know, the drug is hurting a lot of people. And if my son admit that he did wrong, the money I make that I live for is not made to shield my son from justice. And they let him face justice. Even if I were in a marshal, it was going to happen that way. And you cannot be a leader if you're not prepared to face the law. And if the law is too good to hate you, if you are too good to be punished by the law. So, you know, we are a different party. On the bill, Tomalin, we don't have a legislature anymore, so I don't have nothing to tell you, my brother.
Wow.
When the 7 months were coming and we were crying, and I stand again to say the same thing. The opposition gave Unity Party what it did not get at the poll. Our democracy has been lost.
Wow.
I assure you that we don't have a democracy anymore. That legislature is gone. It has been what the warriors can use. It has been incorporated into the executive. It is an extension of the executive now. Accountability will never be an issue for this government anymore. I can assure you that you will never have a time for the next 4 years where the legislature will stand up to say, this is what we want. We maybe this is good for our country. We stood up here, we said it to the Liberian people that the country went to vote, and the Liberian people decided by a margin of 17,000 votes to make Joseph Walker president. In that same vein, they decided how they wanted their legislature. The way they decided, there were 73 persons on the Unity Party ticket. The Liberian people gave them only 11. And then the other alliances they had, which is the NDR, they gave NDR 4. So their total number in the Unity Party alliance was 15. That was the mandate of the Liberian people. That number was not enough to decide who becomes speaker. We went to election, and the outcome showed that the speaker was meant to be for the opposition. The opposition acquiesced, and the government took advantage. And in this particular part of my statement, I can't blame the government. Anybody will want to control the legislature because it is the point. The Constitution is designed for the House to wield the balance of power and bring everybody into check. That's why you don't have nothing for the legislature to be dissolved. But you can move the president, you can move the chief justice. That's why all of the power of this republic is inherent in the people through their representatives. That is why even the national budget must derive from the House of Representatives. All of that is gone, Tony. Everything talk, but just for the purpose of answering your question, you the first person telling me about that bill. Look at that. I never heard it before. I know nothing about it. But it passed. They have the majority. Terribly of the majority now. That house will not give anything to Liberia in the next 4 years. I guarantee you.
I agree with you because, like you said, 73 lawmakers, and you got the ruling party only managed to get about 11 on their own, and then they got 4 extra from the alliances. And today they control. They were able to remove a speaker from the opposition that were, especially from the main opposition party, who they are more there, but they were able to get them to help them remove the speaker, and now they're comfortable with that. Now then, but this bill I'm talking about, this French man called Ballory, he charged for corruption for getting involved in ports, the same port issue. So he basically sponsored this bill through the Senate, the pro tem, and all those who supporting this bill. And then the House to pass this bill went through the Senate, and the House now concurred. The original President Boaga Dex. So we are calling on our fellow Liberians. You guys should try to get to. I just asked for this bill. I hope I can get it before the show. But from the latest stuff we've seen, this bill is not in the interest of the Liberian people. They're using this bill to fund the political campaign for 2029. All the people that are supporting this bill, that's what they're going to do. This guy will fund it, and they will be the place of resistance.
When Kofa was being removed and people were looking for answers, these are the answers. It was not about Kofa and the opposition. It was about Kofa was liberal. Kofa had a house that was very, very, very vibrant. And you know that bill would never, I mean, such an important bill, it did not even get public hearing.
No.
Nothing. I'm just hearing about it, and today it was passed with a yea and nay gone.
Wow.
But the Liberian people, your acquiescence, your silence, this is the result. Today, we have a bill that has passed, decapitated the National Port Authority, create fiefdom of ports. Nowhere in the world it operates like that. First of all, I cannot even criticize this bill because I don't even know what is in it. You know, I find it, you know, but I am Chief, where I am now, I'm looking forward to 2029. Everything here is a lost cause. At the end of the day, if one day you'll hear, you'll be sitting here, you'll hear that will not say some part of Liberia to some foreign land and the bill not pass. Look, first of all, you don't know, like you just said, no one has read that bill. Nobody knows what is inside, what it means for our country. Look, I can never ever see this happening in Ghana.
No way.
I can never, for God's sake, if you're going to pass a bill that literally takes away all of the power of your National Port Authority, the Liberian people needed to do. The board of the National Port Authority needed to have a say. We needed to have a hearing. We needed to hear from the National Port Authority whether this is a good thing.
So
they have devoured the place.
They affect the maritime program at all.
And what it means now that literally is that Buchanan can sign its own concession.
Yes.
This is a disaster. There are years and years and years of agreement in place where the National Port Authority signed. What are you going to do with those agreements? You know, you're going to go to Maryland, all these ports. What are you going to do with these long-term agreements? And the way they are so tactless in passing this thing, I'm sure they just wrote part of trash and call a bill because somebody left somewhere and wrote it for them, and they will just pass it. I'm sure the president will sign it because it's part of the scheme.
We're gonna make noise because we're gonna make noise because the MPA has the MPA has the responsibility to manage all ports in the country, and the statutory responsibility.
The NPA they will not do nothing. Those who pass the bill, if the NPA open their mouth, they will move them from there.
Wow.
Those who pass the bill, they have the power. My brother, you know, I'm not going to waste my time talking about things that has happened. I'm looking forward. I'm preparing. CMC is preparing to run this country, and all these jokers that are running our country here, like they play in their farm, we will remove them and bring in a country that makes sense, a country that is responsive to the people. So, but first and foremost, and sometimes I ask myself, can I be too critical of the opposition? But where is the opposition now? Do they even know what happened? Do they even care about it?
And that's where I was coming to.
You know,
of late with
because Victor, my point is the purpose of opposition has become what is important to my cause, what is important to what will promote me. But Liberia is being harmed. and nobody's going to talk. Nobody's going to say anything. And thank you for bringing this up, Tomalin. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
This morning, I told you I went into seclusion, but I'm back in the city. And I was sitting down, and a lawmaker called me, enraged from the rural law court. Chairman, this is I told him, I said, my brother, I'm sorry. We lost that battle ever since. The only thing you're going to do now, the judge of men know, the people more than you, my brother. Look, 26 of us, we have no power. These bills are not passed by how you call two-thirds majority, simple majority. They have it. They are going to run the country like that. This is not the mandate of the Liberian people. The Liberian people decided that they want Joseph Boakai to be president, but they also decided that different parties must run the legislature. And it has been twisted with the acquiescence of the very opposition. What can we say?
Well, let me just make a statement and go to the next person, Mr. Nangwe. Look, but what I'm seeing, we're taking it for a joke, but these people are consolidating themselves. Right now, when they build a president, we are urging President Boakai not to sign this bill. But right today, somebody should take it to go to court to say, look, to challenge the bill. The president shouldn't sign this bill, but who will do it, we don't know. But they should be able to say, let's go to court to stop this bill. Because you see what's happening? The AML agreement. I mean, the Nima Caucus has been making some noise, but again, I don't know how far that noise will go. And they will silence them too, and they will pass it, and they will benefit for their campaign in 2029 too. Those who are running for elected office, they bill for the Basel legislative people will benefit from this bill too, and the people from Sano, the Port of Greenville, no, and we're taking it for a job. President Boakai is playing their game, giving these things, giving them extra power. All the thing they're doing to get money, to raise funds, they will fund their campaign, and we'll say that tomorrow. We'll say, oh, I come. But we hope we can keep on making the noise, and somebody can take the lead to take this thing forward. But right now, the opposition, they are not showing no balls they got, and the ruling party is in control. So now we're back to you.
The ruling party is in control.
Yeah, thank you, Chief. Honorability. I mean, I know you say a lot about this bill. So because lately a few of us have been encouraged by the coming together on some of the issues by a few of the leading political parties. CMC, CDC, ANC, movie. Is there any probability that you all could lift this issue and see if we can challenge the movement, or is it a done deal?
No, gee. What? Yes, it's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
When this country sat, when all of us, Victor, I use the word all of us sat, the opposition sat, the Liberian people sat, and allow Unity Party to devour the legislature and take control of it. These are the consequences. There's nothing anybody. First of all, legally, what can you do now? Nothing. In about 2 weeks, President Boakai will have the opportunity to appoint 1 or 2 judges. If we bring somebody outside to replace the Chief Justice, that will be 1. If we appoint one of the current justices as Chief Justice, that would be 2.
That would be 2. Yeah.
You
Thank you.
Get best. I don't care how you vest.
Right.
The only place you can go to the Supreme Court. And go.
Yeah.
We as a country, and that's why I said maybe this is good for the country. This is the biggest indication. This will show in our face. This is the loudest slap that will get in our face. This is what silence does. When they say can't trap now for right alone, that year. When we were crying, they say, oh, they don't want to be speaker. He just making them noise because he won't be speaker. He now will cover Google. He just yeah. And
Yeah.
if I was speaker, in spite of my position on that bill, we'll hear from Liberian people. We'll hear from the National Port Authority. We'll hear from the board. We'll hear from the Liberian Maritime Authority. We'll hear from the Liberia Stevedore Association. We'll hear from Seamen Association. We'll hear from the port users. I've been on that board before. I've chaired NPA board before. So we will hear from everybody. And then we'll get professional and legal advice. And then we'll go inside and make a decision in the best interest of the country. But Liberian people, somehow don't make noise like that. We wanted you to understand, but we did. Look, there's a little parable in I will paraphrase it in English, but it's from my hometown in Nimba. It said when a better go in your house, you sit now in the middle of your house, they will look at your face. That from there it will determine whether it can come inside your house to take your food, or it will say this man look here, so that's all me, let me go. You understand? So they come and try us. You understand? They remove a speaker. When the court said you were wrong, they say they let the court saying this is what it means. They did everything they wanted to do. You understand my point? And then at the end of the day, we as a people are bearing the consequences. You cannot pass that kind of agreement. But I'm not going to, issue statement now and then President Baga, my brother, before that thing was passed, and yet today, or yesterday, he said he pledged loyalty to Joseph Walker. Okay? He didn't say he was crazy. He didn't say the party man. He said he pledged loyalty to Joseph Walker. So when Thomas Farah passed a bill, that means he has received instruction to pass it. He would never pass it. Thomas Farah would never pass it if his uncle or his power then came to pass it. He has been told to pass it. We are just there now. I was asking one day, I said, I've never been to session for 3 sessions now. Why you can't write me letter not to say you better come to where he said he let it stay there, sir. We'll not ask you. That's what they told me. He said, we'll not even ask you, my man. You play with air, it already like that. Yes. I don't want to question me, but one of the my colleague from the other side told me. I said, but 3 sessions now I come to work. And I thought that y'all coming say today, I said, Billy, for the next 2 months, you won't come. Nobody will ask you stay there. We already.
So, anyway, Dr. Peabody, you haven't said anything. I'm wondering if you have a comment or question for Mr. Honorable.
Chairman Billy, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
It seems like there's nothing. There's nothing going to happen over there.
No.
And for a person like you who are behind the law and want to see that accountability comes out of that house, it appears that's not going to happen because the president now controls the entire justice system. The Supreme Court, the police. You can tell them what to do. In fact, just recently with the case of former Speaker Kofa, it's like all the full political party now are coming up and asking for special grand jury to try this case. Let me ask you: do you think any transparency will come out of that house? And at the moment, from what we're saying, the passing bill that you guys not aware of, they're going and they just once the check come or whatever envelope come for them, they just get it and they pass it to who need to get it, and they will just sign their own bill. It seems like mockery, chairmanability.
Yeah. I don't even need to respond to what you said, because you made a statement that I agree 100%. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like mockery. It is a mockery. This democracy we have now is just a skeleton. It's a symbol. It's gone. That house, that legislature will not hold any branch of this government accountable. Nothing. Chief, you can see it. Are you telling us that nothing happening in the country that need review? Even those who agree that, even those who are united partisan will also agree that the check and balance requires that we own each other. Take, for instance, the president gave oil black to Nuka. He got power to do that. Yeah? Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Let's just say anything. Nothing.
Nope.
He doesn't have power to do that. No, he doesn't. You do not. You see, you do not apportion the country's natural resources through executive order. Executive order is to make it easy for you to do your function, but the natural resources of the country, according to our law, can only be apportioned through concession that is derived, that is approved by the legislature. But the president has a one-stop shop now. So there's no need. Anything he does, it will be automatically approved. The House, no question. Chief, just imagine where you're sitting now right now. If you had an opposition speaker, you think President Boga is going to issue an executive order to give Nuka? What is the purpose of Nuka? Nuka purpose that to own oil black? Are we listening to one another here? So, the whole thing going here, why? So, for me now, Chief, I'm focusing, building my party. We are going to Magibi, we are going to Bonkante, we are moving to the southeast to do for the people, so that when election comes, we'll point to what we have done for them and tell them, give us power, we'll do more. For all, that's our simple modus operandi right now. Anything other than that, look, even if the president mean well, the breakdown of a check and balance system, everything in this world that we live in, when you don't have a check and balance, how do you even think that, let me do it this way because somebody, before the people there, they will say, the opposition, then they will start making noise again. All that is good for our democracy. But if you don't have to worry about opposition, if you don't have to worry, look at what is happening. Look, this government planned to decimate the CDC. The government planned to decimate the CDC. They will go after CDC people that were in government one by one. They will do it. And, it's a good lesson as well that, when you in power, the people you took power from, they must account for their deed.
Right.
When you let them go scot-free, it's not a guarantee that you will go scot-free.
Yeah, that's true.
They're gonna harass CDC. Look, the CDC harassment has not even started. Every minister that was in CDC government is currently or will face some kind of investigation. Deliberate. Once you hold a position of trust before, they will do it. They will use it as a weapon. See, this is a calculated design. It's good. We have a rough road ahead of us. So you worry about a legislature chief. Don't worry about legislature.
But let's look at the National Port Authority. One of those he appointed to head the board was Prince Johnson, Prince Johnson, the late Prince Johnson wife. I'm concerned, when it comes to the oversight of that port authority. Because if you have a very weak board, you're talking about there'll be no accountability, nothing going to happen. And what I saw appointing Prince Johnson wife to a board, to a very strategic area like that, a sense of, I don't know what's the seriousness of the government, and I don't see, Chairman Bella, to be honest, I don't see a lot of opposition don't care about the kind of appointment that goes to government. They just let it slide. They don't come up and criticize these things. Some of the people are really not qualified for this position. They're just sent there. Just to fill the gap and get some money because they're struggling. And I think you guys, the opposition need to be strong on some of the appointment in government because these guys are coming to steal and bring in disgrace. And that's what we see at National Port Authority, that they have a very weak board, so nothing really can happen,
Well, first, Mrs. Johnson has been a very private person all her life. So I cannot judge her because you have to see her quality. You have to know what qualifications she got, and I'm not in that position to judge her. So I will assume that she has the qualification. But most importantly, Peabody, is that even though he has put Mrs. Johnson there as member of the board, not as head of the board, as member of the board, but it seems that he has stripped the board. This bill stripped that board of all the authority.
Exactly.
So that empty frame that she put a woman in. You understand? That empty frame. The national, you see the word National Port Authority. I'm sure that bill have to remove that name. National Port Authority now is going to be called Freeport of Monrovia. Because they're going to say Port of Buchanan, it will be an entity by itself. Port of Greenville will be an entity by, are you kidding me? And what they're going to do now is it's just a fifth down we're in now. Various interests down the line. Everybody got a different interests in the ports. So let's see how it works out. My only problem is when you're making decisions like this, you got to have a public hearing.
Yeah.
You got to hear professional view. You got to see whether other countries have done it.
Yeah.
You got to find out whether your neighbors, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, whether they are doing it now. Where I said, I don't know whether that's the same thing that goes on in Ghana or Sierra Leone. My criticism of this bill is that we don't even know what is it.
Right.
It never been published, it never been read in the house.
Thank you very much. This was not the main issue today. We're discussing our call to audit the legislature, but we'll give the two sedition on set because Sarah has been taking it out. I'm sure we'll let Sarah put a question or so, and then we'll let Ahmed put one question, and then we'll move on to the.
Why you gotta mention all that? That's the best way you can introduce me.
Oh, you scared your party now?
Anyway, Chairman, thank you for coming on. I want to say thank you for all of the great works you've been doing for the country, for CMC, for the opposition. I'm really disappointed in this revelation that you just mentioned about this bill that it's before boycott to be signed. It just makes me feel like our people are just helpless at this point. Like,
you remember when the current speaker now was saying they wanted a regime speaker? I think this is what he was talking
right.
about.
Yeah. So our people are helpless at this point. I don't know whether they need a miracle from God, whatever it is, but as time goes by, maybe there will be a solution. But coming to the audit, of the house, because I know that's why one of the reasons why people got behind for not to Kofa to get out of that place, because they didn't want to be audited. Now, a lot of them hands are in the cookie jar. Whether the audit is done today, tomorrow, 1,000 years from now, Liberian people we know some of them. So, do you really think it's gonna happen? I mean, with the kind of thing that's going on now, where you have a region speaker, how are you gonna do that? How you guys gonna have this audit bill passed? What is your reliance?
Well, there are several things we can do. Number one, we'll have a CMC meeting on this, because we can take a serious action. We can have rally to call for the order of the legislature. The reason why the people don't want to order the legislature is because everyone who has been through that legislature is guilty of something. The day you audit that building, you end up looking for people to burn that building. The day you audit that building, like Brompo will burn it.
They don't burn 3 times in one day.
The people will just go there. The people will go there and pour gasoline on it and put fire on it.
I know. Wow.
Look, the manner in which money is expended in that building is grotesque.
Tell you.
Look, when armed robbers go and shoot Guarm and take money, I believe that they can divide money better than the way money is divided in the house. An audit in the house. Let me tell you what an audit will do, and this is the point. Even if the government does not indict people, some people will not be able to pass the drive on the street of Monrovia. They will stone them. People will stone them.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of them don't want to hear.
And so CMC, we are not giving out yet. We will meet, we'll decide, and we are the only hope of the Liberian people.
So is there going to be
because at the end of the day, CMC is the only political party that hands in that cookie jar.
So is there going to be a CMC project? Is there going to be only CMC lawmakers that going to be part of this?
Liberian, we don't know. We just have a few lawmakers.
Because you're trying to put a face of CMC on it. That's why I'm asking.
But that CMC project, first of all, the political leader of CMC is the first act, the first thing I did in that house as a lawmaker is to call for the audit. My first act.
I guess Kofa did too, right? That's why they wanted to get him out.
When Kofa decided that it was necessary to audit the house, and he commissioned audit, some of the things that happened in that place, when I tell you, you will never believe it. They brought the auditors from, how you call the place, man? GSC, right? Is that GSC? Yeah, GSC. Jerusalem. They brought them in, and they were doing what both the speaker and the protem referred to as system audit. When they did the system audit, when they commissioned the system audit in the legislature, they drove the people physically. Physically, y'all get up from here. The next time you come here, will burn you alive. Go ask the GSC. They drove them physically.
Wow.
Take for them to cover phone and ask him. I went to his office as a speaker. What happened to the audit? The most of the people drove the people. The GSC people said they are afraid they can no longer come in the capital building. So Liberia problem is in that capital building. For me, I already know they will never allow me to be speaker. Even if I go and come back, they will not allow me. I already know that. So, I know my fate. And I know the way around my fate.
I think, just before I end my question, I think one of the things you guys have to do, representability, is get the Liberian people involved. Anything you want to do, once the Liberian people are informed about what is the benefit of that, I think they will support it. Because just like you said, if all of those things are going on in the house and the Liberian people don't know, and I know we have the Liberian people, the most radical content people elected on light bulb once upon a time, but I guess the light bulb has gone dim because we can't hear anything from the light anymore. So if the Liberian people are fully informed about this, I'm pretty sure they're going to join. All of us going to join y'all to make sure that this all is done well. Well, because I don't know how possible it's going to be, but you guys can try, because this government has weaponized everything. The police, the military, the judiciary, everything is weaponized in favor of the government. So where we're going to go, I don't know. But I want to applaud you for your stay on this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Amen. You have a comment or question?
Safonic.
The Honorable Musa Hussein Belete. Pleasure to see you again, Chief. How's everything? Look,
man, CMC is open to you. You need to come over.
To be honest with you,
it's getting too late. You need to come. Because the position I have for you, somebody is eyeing it right now. You gotta come quick.
I'm gonna lead a bigger political party and can join the Wibara.
Let me explain something to you.
Wait.
Economics.
As you lead the bigger political party of which I'm
anything that is growing, there's a time growth can end and stop.
That's right.
And there cannot be anything beyond growth. I just want you to know that.
But they are not reaching its full potential yet.
They got different things above Liberia.
Seriously,
something wrong with you.
They are not reaching full potential yet. But anyway, let's back to the issue. Look, what you mentioned just broke my heart, to be honest with you. I have for a very long time, a year after Braga took power, part of our conversation was that it was only fair enough to give him at least a year to see him. We were just coming after. Also, we thought that it was just logical to see, hoping that with his quote-unquote experience, an elderly man, his approach to governance would be more steady, more focused. But of course, it's disappointing everywhere. But I just want to ask you, considering that you spent some time with the Unity Party 12 years ago under Madam Salif, board chairman, NPA, board chairman, airport, and all kinds of things. You were one of the darling boys within there. And I'm sure you might have had different interactions. What kind of man you saw Joseph Braga then and the Joseph Braga now? I mean, I know the positions are different, but just the demand on the approach, the decency,
I'm a little bit unsettled because I know that Joseph Braga has a very clear view of what kind of Liberia he wants. I've had the privilege of sitting down with him one-on-one for a long time. I mean, the last time I sat with the president, it was in, I think, December. We sat with no one coming in between for over 2 hours. What keeps bothering me is the variance between what I know is his vision and what is the reality on the ground. I'm still, in a state of confusion when it comes to that. Because for me, his view of Liberia, what he sees, he seems to clearly know the problem. How he is implementing it, in my view, is completely different from how I saw him viewed it. Now that is always the characteristic of power. Sometimes to be vice president, it doesn't give you don't have any power. So that for the president to have been vice president for 2 years was not enough to review anything about him. I want you to know that. Because even as per the way the constitution is written, the vice president has no power. So you wouldn't know him at that time. You see, to know, every man go through some kind of adversity. But to know the true character of a man, give him power. So the Joseph Boakai you see now is the Joseph Boakai.
Yeah, so I'm coming from a point where I see him entrenched on consolidating power, not in a way where he wants to perpetuate himself in terms of the work he does, but I think he wants to consolidate power so that he bring under the presidency all the other power of the three branches of government. Because when you effectively control who becomes the speaker, I mean, it happened before, but the difference that we saw people choosing speaker with the intent of perpetuate an agenda that move the country forward, as opposed to one that just want to consolidate power so that you carry on things like, for example, a bill that is not even discussed. So it was from that background I was asking you in terms of the philosophy when it comes to power. Soon, of course, he's going to be naming the next Chief Justice. I am, from what my sources tell me from Truth Inc., is going to be a more partisan-leaning kind of a person. And then you have a speaker who is clear to us that he is a regime man. And as you said, of course, the pro tem is not prepared to put out any fight. But even if you wanted to, I see the vice president is actively involved in regular session. In fact, I understand he presides over the session regularly as opposed to the symbolic role. So I mean, I don't know where we are heading at this point, but on the law of that bill, I just want to ask you a little personal question. Do you think your friend and brother Edwin Snow voted for that bill? And if he did, what would you say to him? Consider that you're in here, but he says it's bad for the country.
All right. So let me give my view on the bill. I like to be informed. I like to be informed. I know nothing about this bill. As a lawmaker, I've never received a copy of it so that I can read it, because that is required by law. I'm supposed to receive a copy of this bill, read it, get my professional input. I don't know whether it is good for the country. I don't know whether it appears to me, the manner in which it has been passed, that it's not good for the country. Because if it were good for the country, it would be easier to sell. So, Edwin Snow, he probably voted for it, because the reason why I'm saying that, I just heard tonight that the Senate, I'm sitting here and I'm getting messages that the Senate passed that bill ever since. Mm-hmm. That the Senate passed it ever since. So if Edwin Snow did not vote for it, then I didn't hear him making any noise. But I don't know what is in the bill. My argument is you are changing the authority of the gateway of our economy. We don't know anything about what you want to do. We don't know anything about what is in the bill. We don't know whether it's good or it's bad. And you just passing it and there's no public hearing on it. I mean, the people don't even have a sense of obligation to the Liberian public. But guess what? the public deserves that, because when they saw these people tramping authority here, trying to offset the balance of power, the people saw us making noise. They saw those who were making noise. That were making noise. Were making noise. Were making noise.
You think we're gonna have a free and fair election with the path these people on now? I mean, I know it's still far, but these little paths are reason for concern for as a politician. Do you think our election is going to be free and fair?
Anybody who attempt to steal election, it will not be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
You can go do all your nyama thing when you get a vote. Election day, you play with that vote, you will regret it. Would not accept that.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Siddiqui. Susan, welcome. I know you have a question or two, but before I bring you in, even though Jerome Tomalin said today that our master will not talk it, but let me come to you. See if you have a question. Let me see if you have a question or two for Honorable Ability. Then we'll come to Susan.
Yes,
I actually do.
Okay, Susan, after Jerome will come to you.
Okay.
I received a commendation here from one of Honorable Musa Ability's critics, CC Goya. CC Goya is one person that...
Man, the man ran away from all the way in Minnesota. I don't even want to hear his name. Dang, I don't know him.
Yeah, but this is what he sent, and I'll read it. Honorable Ability, of all the leaders around the world that spoke to the plight and the sorrow that happened in Minnesota, you were one of the very few from around the world that addressed that issue to the American people and the people in Minnesota directly from your office. And I'll read one paragraph what you said. You said, for immediate release, June 17, 2026, CMC condemns Minnesota attacks on elected officials. Minneapolis, Minnesota, on Saturday, June 17, 2025, a man masquerading as a police officer executed series of shootings that systematically targeted Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota. This despicable act resulted in the tragic death of former House Speaker Melissa Hartman and her husband, Mark Hartman, while State Senator John Hoffman and his wife, Yvette Husband. The Citizen Movement for Change unequivocally condemned the violence and stand firmly against the attack on the democratic process. The CMC welcomed the news of the perpetrators being captured. And Goya wrote this to say, of all the leaders around the world that sent condolences and letters, nobody from Liberia, you were the only one that sent it. He said, as much as he hates you, not hate you literally, but he commend you for being diplomatic and doing what anybody else should have done that have brain between their 2 ears. Your take on that real quick.
You know, when presidential candidates even refuse to have a debate, what do you expect? We have to have a new Liberia. CMC, we cannot call America our ally and something happened to them. Minnesota is holding, if not the largest, the highest number of Liberians, probably the second to the highest. So there where our people reside, that state provides livelihood to our people. Through that state, millions of dollars come to Liberia. And if something happened to that place, Liberia need to show concern, and that's what we did. And I have to say in this public manner, thank to the proactiveness of the CMC diaspora leadership. You guys promptly moved and immediately asked that we took the appropriate action. Which again, I want to say particularly thank you. You know, that's why this organization we run here is different. As leaders, we listen. I was traveling yesterday when I was somewhere in the bush when Victor call me and say you gotta be on closing argument. I say yes, sir, but I have to be on Tuesday. So we see Minnesota as a state that means so much. So millions of dollars that is generated in that state come to Liberia. When something happens, I think it's just common sense for Liberian politicians to respond to that. It gives dignity. Our communication went all the way to the leadership of the state. It gives dignity to our people. It make our people, look, good, and we are happy to do that.
Thank you. Back to you.
And thank you, Chief. Thank you for making time. I know you were pretty tired up. We were this Monday, and then but thank you for making time. Jerome, did you have a follow, or can we go to Susan?
No, I'm fine. Go move on to the.
And thanks to Cisse, he's my brother, but we have a love and hate relationship, But I like my brother, and thanks Cisse for the recognition. Susan, do you have a comment or question for Honorable Ability?
Yes, I actually do. I got a couple of questions.
All right, I know you may have a lot, but today we're trying to focus
well,
on everything.
I will just ask.
I'm hoping.
Just three.
Any question?
Go ahead, Susan.
Anyways, I asked my big brother Sylvester last week, Honorable Ability, about the CMC program in Minnesota. And I've been wanting to ask you yourself, not just having Mr. Nangbe speaking or Brother Sylvester speaking or Mr. Gilbert speaking. Couple of weeks ago, we saw a post on Facebook, and is he there?
Yes, everybody's on.
For some reason, I can't see him. I think there's.
Yes, I lost
connection.
Reception, yes.
Yeah. So a couple of weeks ago, I would say weeks ago, we saw a post from your end and Martin's as well, where he stated that your visa was revoked or it was restricted, and that's the reason why you won't be able to travel for the CNC program, which you did another post and said that it was a lie. However, the recent program, which was just last Saturday, we didn't see you there, which was a bit concerning for some of us. Do you care telling the public the reason why you were not there? And obviously, you told the public that your visa is not revoked. What was the reason that you are not on the CMC program?
Okay. You hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, very clear. Mm-hmm.
So, as you saw it on my asset declaration, I do, I own asset in the United States. I went to school in the United States. I have 2 or 3 houses in the US. I've been to America more than 100 times. Not 1 time, not 2 times. I've been to America several times. I'm not an American. I go to America with visa. I'm not entitled to it. If the U.S. government decide one day that they cannot allow me to enter America, they're right. What I'm saying to you, that has not happened. And Martin fishing around, you know him. I mean, Susan, he has so much big mouth. If he had evidence that I was denied visa, you don't think he would show him? It's been over 2 months when he said it. When people are denied visa to the American embassy, you are giving a document. The U.S. embassy does not operate like that. What visa, they say, we can give you visa, the embassy, they give you a sheet of paper and write in that paper and say, we can't give you visa, this is the reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if I have to go for visa to the United States embassy, I will not go there myself. I have a diplomatic passport. I'll pass through the foreign affairs. So that document will not even come to me first. It will come to somebody here before it gets to me. You know how Liberia looking. That's what they are doing. Martin they're doing. They pay people around to give them those information. He would have had it. But Susan, the country we are perpetrating is a dangerous country. to allow people like Martin there to prey on the reputation of good people. And we think that it is okay. And we just allow it to flow. Because today, Martin will talk about somebody who is my enemy, and that's okay. Until he comes to talk about me, then I talk against him. That's the country that we need to start. Martin, this is the government that he brought into power. What does he say? Just in that, what? You're silent. What does he say? So, if he has evidence to say, I, Musa Hassan Benedi, was denied visa from entering to America. America, England, and the European Union, they are in sync. Yeah? I was in Britain the last time, right? The last time I was in Paris. Okay, I'm always traveling. I'm going around the world. Next month, I'm going to Canada. When it's time for me to go to America, I will go. Nothing can stop me. I have sufficient, as my bank account is in the United States, West Fargo. If you go to my asset declaration, is there. So don't mind Martin. However, as Kelly says, Susan, that America can still tell me that we can get you a visa. Remember, that's their right. And the day they say that, I will not complain. That's not my country. I mean, I'm thinking, if I have not committed a crime, if I'm not wanted in America, if I'm not wanted in England, if I'm not wanted in Europe, and the United States decide that Musa Bede, we don't want you to come to our country, I'm thinking, what crime is that? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We are in contact with them. Their political office contact us all the time. The political officers come to my office, visit with me. The political office of the U.S. Embassy went all the way to Nimba County, to my house, and visited me and spent hours with me. Okay? For me, these are things that I because of diplomacy, and I took picture with him. But I don't fancy putting that on or paper, because my policy is not to make it appear like America directs me. So if the political officer of the U.S. Embassy comes to visit me, I consider that a private visit. I don't put that on Facebook. The political officer of the U.S. Embassy did visit me in my Capitol building office, and he also visited me in Nimba County. Very few politicians have received those visits. Okay, but I am here. My presence in any country is the exclusive prerogative of that country. The day America denied me visa, I don't want to tell people America denied, because America they don't owe me visa. And it's not like if I don't have American visa, then the war has ended for me. I went to school there. Right. I have children there. I have assets there. I have money in the account there. I've traveled to the United States over 100 times in the last 25 years. The first time I went to America, the very first time in my life I went to America was in 1997. Think about that time.
I was a baby by that time.
That's the first time I arrived at Dallas.
You and Hero were baby that time.
They used to call it, I think they used to, I don't know, it was Ronald Reagan Airport at that time or something. Yes. That's I've been everywhere in the United States. I've been into. Yeah, I was in England the other day. I was in Geneva. I go places. I've been in Brazil. I've been in search of a home, not in search of asylum. I'm fine. So the people who, when they're supposed to go to America, they don't go. and their war is upside down. I'm not one of them. But I promise you, the day I want to go to America and America refuses, I will inform the Liberian people, but that has not happened.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Berete. My second question here is that firstly, I want to apologize on the statement that was made by Prophet Key during the election of the senatorial election in Nima County. It was not called for, it was not accepted. That is not something we're supposed to be even embracing in Nimba. All right. I spoke against it on my platform. It brought tears to me because division is the reason why that took us back to where we went years ago. However, one of the things that were very concerning for me is one of the things that was very concerning was the fact that you have mark on your ticket and during the heat of the election you
Please
left mark.
repeat. I missed out. You said you have, then I lost you.
Oh, Mark was your candidate,
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yes. Sorry, the Facebook thinking just go off, blink off, and come back. I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening there. So Mark was your candidate, and the period during the heat of the election where everybody, people were out there campaigning, you left your candidate and you traveled to another country, which was quite concerning. A lot of people said, this is what I will quote, this was just they say behind closed door now. Oh, Chairman Belete is in communication with Koga. They had their discussion. They wanted Koga to win this election and so on. And then when you came out with that letter first and congratulated Koga, there was a lot of whisper behind closed door. Do you care telling us the reason why within that period of election where you were, what's his name? Mark was your candidate where you were supposed to be around supporting and campaigning. What was the reason you left and went into another country for a visit? Even though you're entitled, it's your right to do that. But that period was very heated. It was,
So
yeah.
first, let me thank you. I really appreciate the question.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we gloss over certain things, and it lingers on. So I appreciate you asking that question. Let me also say that on the issue of Prophet Key, Prophet Key doesn't bother me. Prophet Key is a symptom of the problem. It's not the problem, it's the symptom. The real problem is in Nimba, in the politicians that use tribe to divide a very vibrant county, that use tribe to keep Nimba where it is. So but we face that problem. We face that problem in 2029. I have something to say about that issue this week in my letter, so I will reserve it, for that. Susan, if you and I want you to put on your cap so that what I'm saying you can. I spent 2 weeks going to the length and breadth of Nimba County campaigning for Mark because I had already election commission came with the entire schedule of the election, 30 days to the election. The program in Manchester was playing almost 3 months in advance. People made their oversee how you people can do. People got to call off from job. They got to plan. And when people do that, this is the point I'm making. When people do that, you have to take into consideration. You can't just shut them down simply because election commission has brought a schedule that conflicts, with those kind of things. So, I saw that in advance, and so I said, okay, the next 15 days, I'm going to go everywhere I'm supposed to go. The campaign told me where they needed me to go, and I went there. You know what I'm saying? Again, one of the things Susan, is that we politicians don't study the Liberian population. I want to assure you that Liberia is not one of the countries that make decisions 30 days to election day. Take it from me. With all those rallies, I mean, if you were here, you probably assume that this election will be very close and tough, and you understand, because of the pomp and pageantry that came. It made no difference. What is even more interesting in that election is that no campaign, even the vice president campaign, it made no difference in Koga vote. And when you leave from here tonight, go back on the Election Commission website and check the vote Koga got when he campaigned against Nyenwolo, and check the vote he got. It's the same vote. You know what I'm saying? The same vote. So nothing changed. We cover that election. We had deployment all over. But 10:30, we knew the result. And I don't play politics to the liking of anybody. People will accuse me of being with Guarm. But the United Party deprived me of the speakership and of the deputy speakership. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, something wrong with I don't know. Like somebody. You see my stop not turn upside down, right?
You gotta put the phone sideways. All right, Chief. I know we probably have what 15 or 2 minutes to go.
Man.
Just let me just say my one last word.
He's coming back. I think he's coming back, Susan.
I'm listening to y'all, but
okay, he's listening.
The CMC people having a fete today, they enjoying themselves.
You can see my phone. Right now,
Tomalin.
your phone, let it turn it this way.
It's not my phone, I'm on a computer. So it can't be my phone.
Okay.
Stefania, where you at? You behind the scene talking, John. Where you at?
Yeah, please allow me to be that way. Please.
To be upside down?
No, to be absent without a video.
Oh, what kind of hero is this? He hiding behind some rock.
The CMC will be upside down.
Business.
And CDC will be hitting.
Yeah, CDC will be behind some rock. We can see them.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I mean, I'm just improvising, honestly, because I don't know why.
It's cool now.
It's all right. All right.
So, the people say I am, we don't operate like that in CMC. We saw the result, and Susan, I want to say one thing to all of us so that we can get it. Did what we say come to be right or wrong? This is the point. And CMC is not an extension of any other political party. We went into this election as a political party. We were present at every polling center. When the result was read to all, we knew the outcome and we conceded. I'm not a supporter of Samuel Koga. Samuel Koga and myself are not in the same party. I will not support him. I have no plan to support him. He and myself, we are not in the same party. He's a Unity Alliance member. I am not. 2020 now, we will fight each other. We are political opponents. I do not ascribe to his politics. I don't believe in the way they are doing politics, and I will fight to straighten Nimba up. The way it is right now, I don't believe in it, and everywhere I believe that there will be change, CMT will have a candidate to make sure that those changes are ensured. Those we believe that aligns with our changes will support them. Those we don't believe will oppose them, and we are not afraid to do that.
We're not afraid to do that. Look, let me explain this thing to you. Unity Party and CMC were not together. We're not on the same lane. CMC, we're on the tail lane. And I'm happy you go somewhere today, they say Unity Party. Another day, they say CDC. No political party has injured me personally more than the Unity Party. No political party has injured me personally more than the Unity Party. I'll reserve the rest for the future. But don't worry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chief, I know Susan probably
Let me just say the last thing now, please. I beg you, just give me the chance.
Susan,
Please, Mr. Nangbe. No, this one is not a question.
No, I'm coming back to you. But Chief Tomalin, is Myean there? Can we take 1 or 2 calls? I thought we were going to.
Yeah. Myean there. He'll take calls.
Okay. So I think it's about what is it? 11:45, 35 in Monrovia.
Yeah, we got 25 minutes to go.
Yeah, let me just say this now, please.
All right. Keep it brief now, please, Susan.
Chairman Benete. What I have noticed the past couple of months, this is personal, this is coming from me, that you have your own people that you communicate with, and I was going through my legal process where they were bashing me on the internet. I did not get any type of support from you. However, I'm launching my charity in October. I was able to send my invitation to you. Please, sir, please look at my invitation and smile on my face. This is
your charity will be in America? Because you said you can't go to America.
Susan, I actually asked for your number. That I Tomalin met there. You didn't give me your number. I asked for your number. I actually asked for a number. So yes, please send it to me. I'll be more than forgive me. I don't bash. I don't ask. My people don't bash people. If anyone from my camp bashes you, I will correct that. I am a victim of bashing, so we don't bash people. But when people, what we have now, we have army on the Facebook. You come after their political leader, they will come after you. But you are such a good soul that we will be ashamed of ourselves if we ever went after you. So, be assured that our people, they are targeted. They don't just go after people. You come after their leader, they will come after everything around you. Go ask Eugene Fagon or go ask Martin Colley, they will tell you.
Thank you.
All right. I've already sent you the invitation.
I have a
all right. So please resend it because I don't have the number.
Susan, you can't raise phone on our show.
I'm not raising phone. That's my
free of charge.
I'm launching.
Susan, we'll send you the bill. We'll send you the invoice.
But seriously, Susan, let me thank you for rejecting those comments made by Prophet and his, supporters during the campaign. We dealt with that extensively, I think a day or two ago. Siddiqui in the back there, he also wrote a very extensive piece on the whole tribal and religious politics in Liberia, how we all need to shun it and, condemn it. So I want to thank you very much for adding your voice.
I have a quick question, Mr. Nangwe, just before you.
The quick one, you got another call? Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I really wanted to ask. I want to ask Chairman Ability, if because I strongly believe that during that Garguah election, if the opposition had united together, the outcome would have been different. So I want to ask Chairman Ability, what was the reason, or what is it that he learned from that election moving forward?
Wait now, you also put 3 candidates here alone. You're gonna ask about unity?
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
I think it's a good question, and Sarah, thank you. Yeah. The reason why Victor, that question need to be answered. CMC was very open to collaboration, but I guess it's a lesson learned.
Yeah, I strongly believe if you guys
there was a time where I had a conversation with my sister Edith, I think at that time we had not registered our party, but we did indicate to her that for us in the opposition, she was the better candidate, and that if she was to make herself available to join the CMC, we would have, not just supported her, but we would have asked the other candidates to join, to push, to support her. I'm not sure the CDC was also prepared to put up a candidate. I think CDC said, and
CDC supported all 3 candidates, all 3 of them.
yes, and they had their rationale was all the 3 people supported us in the past election,
right?
And we don't see any reason. And I think they made an effort to unite them, and it didn't work. And I think, on second thought, I'll probably believe that if CMC was registered the time that we spoke to Edith, maybe she would have responded to it differently. But maybe she didn't believe that it was possible for her to be registered in time, but she indicated to us that she would rather go independent. And as a new political party, supporting an independent party is not one of the things that a political party wants to do. But the point you made is, could we have joined together as a unit?
Right.
Yeah, I think so. Could we do it differently in the future? I think we should. Look at the stronger candidate and say, but there has to be willingness. I think the problem was more or less either felt that maybe those votes were available to her only if she went as independent, so you don't know what sometimes the candidate base is telling her something that she cannot say no to. Or maybe her base wanted her to be independent, but we didn't see ourselves supporting independent. And it went the way it went. The United Party put a lot of money in that election. The interesting math in that election is that it was no different from the last election. So nothing changed, literally. And so hopefully we'll learn from that and use it as a learning curve, going into the future.
Yeah, Mr. Nagu, can I ask this question before I know they getting ready to take the calls? But on ability, somebody just brought something to my attention, right? You're a businessman and you got your wealth out of government, not being part of government, wherever who you are today. So you came to government in the legislature as an independent person, and not many people are able to do what you can do right now, to speak the way you speak, to write the way you write. But we already have noticed the government has started to clamp down on you, and people are saying that there are possibility in the future, the very short distant future, that the government will try to strangulate you. And one thing in our country we notice in our politics, even though you have librarians in your employ, they are working for you, they're getting paid, paying taxes, and they're earning a living, supporting their families and everything, sending the children to school. But because of politics, the government of the day, they don't care. They don't think about that. They think about silencing you, to strangulate you, so that you because right now you're standing as the voice, like a major voice that's speaking. That what you said tonight about this legislature audit, people, messages are coming in. Say Musa a businessman and he's talking so bold like that. So my question is, first of all, I know the government came after you for one of your refinery. I think one of your something. I heard that they stopped. They tried to honor with challenge you or something of that nature. But are you prepared to continue to speak up against this government, the ills of this government, as a businessman, that your business, that they won't target your business, try to silencing you? Are you afraid of that? Will you stop speaking?
If you read my piece last week, I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
People are looking for the businessman in me, and they will not find it. In 2020, when I supported Nyenwolo Kanga and Darius Dillon, my business was targeted in this country. At that time, FPRC was instructed through a communication not to allow 1 gallon to leave my tank unless all of the money is paid to FPRC, because it was determined that is the revenue from there that are used to support Dillon and Nyenwolo. I could have stopped. I did not. I have my belief. The government can come behind me. I'm aware of the consequences of it. I'm diversified properly. I am still diversifying. As I speak to you, we are in the process of establishing 1 or 2 companies. I'm not hearing you. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Oh, okay. You are muted, Tomalin. So, I'm diversified. Continue to diversify. Those who made their money today and yesterday, that are people that you can intimidate. When I made a decision to be political leader of CMC, it is for a fight. If the government want to come behind me, I'm ready. I'm ready for that fight. I will not be bullied into submission. CMC will not be bullied into submission. Tomalin, take it from me. CMC will be the main opposition party in this country to face the United Party in 2029. Because one thing I observe in this country, there are few men who, and not plenty, there are few people that are prepared to sacrifice everything. I've been through it before. I've been through the system. In 2020, I couldn't even pay my employees. I reached a point where I did not have money to take care of myself. But I refused to be bullied into not supporting my party's candidate. That did not stop the United Party from calling me a CDC man, even though that was being done to me by CDC for them. You understand? I'm telling you now, Timothy, I will show you the communication. I have been all payment money that every cent that comes from it must go to FPRC. That was enough to stop me. That means 100% of my revenue was going whatever Streamer have for FPRC, even though we had a nice agreement with FPRC to pay. FPRC jump on one day. From today, you have to pay everything you have for us. We're taking all your money because they say the one we're leaving with you, that why you taking to go support the opposition. Never waver. Those times were more difficult than now. Now where I'm diversified, where you can keep me in a cage for 5 years, I'll be okay. And they took China, from me. I'm here. My brother, this is my country. This is the only place that you cannot stop me from being. So I'm here and I will be here. Look, I said the other time, if Mr. Weah, President Weah has said, Joseph Boakai, you cannot practice politics in this country, Joseph Boakai will not be president today. Even though President Weah was president, but he allowed Joseph Boakai to survive. Even people in Weah government were sponsoring Joseph Boakai government. It was okay. Ben Sanvee was, Lone Star is and was, it was more profitable then than now. They were openly supporting, 100% supporting Joseph Boakai. Mr. Weah did not shut Lone Star down. You understand? Mr. Weah did not close Ben Sanvee party. A company. To own a company is my right as a Liberian. And you cannot come after me because we don't believe. We don't have the same belief. So I'm ready for anything. But this struggle we're in is not going to be abandoned, and I will not be bullied. Definitely, Victor Nango will not be bullied, and the Obrawa man will never be bullied.
Even
Will
Cyril
not be
tried,
bullied. Will never be bullied. Never. So I've been ready for Tomalin. I know what the government plans to do, and that's what I'm telling you now. This government is going to hold most of the CDC people that were in government. They will hold them at ransom. They will create bogus investigation and put them under A. They will hold them at ransom. You will see the definitely silence you will see in this country from the opposition, but that will not be CMC. You will see it.
Yeah, but Myean, you guys please come and take a few calls before they let the representative go. But honorability, what you just said is profound though. And what I foresee will happen. Don't forget, I was told all the weekend by somebody that President Boga said by the time I think June 30th, he not even giving the Chief Justice a day extra. The minute her retirement day hits, I think June 30th, he already not even making to say, oh, we'll give a few days. No.
No. I'm not trying to defend him, but that's the process.
But I agree.
The president will name the Chief Justice.
Yeah.
Then they will go for what they call confirmation hearing. The Chief Justice will have to go for confirmation.
Yeah, but usually the president, president, I think Black president, we are president, Salif did. Usually people do it, even in the country. Gerard, only Trump now, he don't do it yet. But the president usually consult the bar. They really work with the bar association. So look, I'm about to make a nomination. I want you to nominate, give me about 5 persons, 5 lawyers.
That's a privilege. That's
privilege, I know. But yeah. I think for the good of the country, it's good to do that. Go to the bar, recommend 5 persons. Out of the 5 persons, I'll take one of them from there.
To me, it doesn't matter. If a lawyer who went to law school, practice his profession with passion, is made the Chief Justice, we will hope that the person will dispense law. The same thing in the United States. It's everywhere. Where we are today, look at the bar he said they will go to. Look at what they were doing yesterday.
The bar president was a UP man. So executive they not agree. So
at the end of the day, the president will appoint. I think there's a rule in the code that the current term of the code, even if the Chief Justice is when the birthday passes, she will have to end that term first before she can actually the next Chief Justice can take office. That's their procedure. It's always been that way.
Yeah, but I mean, I see from my understanding is that they're about to put
the party is Kehleboe energy. So
yeah, they're about to put a partisan Chief Justice that will be the Chief Justice, and then
the Constitution gives them the right to do that.
Yeah, they get the right to do it. But you see, but to be fair to Madam Salif at the time too, Madam Salif asked how come the present chair of the NEC, CDC nominated that woman. Madam Salif asked them to make them to suggest people.
See, Madam Salif ran Liberia differently. I'm sorry. This is not how it's being run right now. So yeah, but you have to understand that there are different people in charge now and they're doing things differently. But that one there, for me, they have the backing of the Constitution. So
backing. But Mr. Ability, my fear is that look, these people are going to take control of the country. They're going to strangulate the opposition, going to feel that they are weak. Look, can you imagine? And Mr. Gaiman brought it up a couple of months ago when he talked about the Lofa factor. He said, and you see what's happening now. And Thomas Fala openly. First of all, how can you be a deputy speaker and you openly talk about, and your joy is to bring check and balance on the executive branch. But you openly tell you from the Pope party, you say, I will support all the main agenda. I mean, they don't have lost their independence. I mean, how will you do check and balance?
But Tomalin, my point is that today we see when the people came and devoured that place, they trample on all the rule of law. They were doing it. Wow. I mean, what is sad, and it's really, really sad, that our country is being further tribalized. It's being regionalized. I mean, politics is no longer, I mean, I see the trend, and it's dangerous. It's no longer about ideas. It's no longer about, we are liberals or we are conservative or we are centrists. It's not about, we are from the southeast, or we are from Lofa, or we are the northerner, or we are the westerner. This small country of 5.5 million people. So yes, it's sad. It's very sad, but that's the politics. You will see more. You will see 2 weeks ago, look, Chief, we have our work cut out, but the only hope for this country is CMC. We are the party that are looking at Liberia from a different point of view. We look at Liberia to say, all of us, look at the makeup of our party. Look at where we're getting our officials from. Look, even CDC themselves, in building the party, that's why you cannot build party on, everything has to be balanced. There were times that CDC was heavily built, mainly from Lofa. Today, those foundations are turning against the party. Those foundations that it relied on is turning against the party. But you could have made a balance. You will probably not have this situation today.
Yeah, but you know that there's besides Charles Taylor, I don't see any party single-handedly taking the winning of election Liberia or a coalition of other parties. And CNC be a new party. You guys will face a lot of challenges. You don't forget though. I mean, you guys are working very hard, working fast, and so forth. But you have the CDC, you have the ANC, you have the Liberty Party. These are parties that have been in existence for long, and they got their base. Okay, so I don't know. The years we got 2.5 years, 3 years, really 2.5 years.
We got 5.5 million people in this country. Yeah. Guess what? Only 1.6 million voted in the election between President Garguah and President Myean. So that means, even assuming that 1 million are people underage, you got 2.5 million people that did not participate in the election.
Yeah.
CNC goal is not to go behind the scene 1 and 2. We're going beyond that. We're going on the Chief. Let's wait. Yeah, we'll teach people how to do politics in this country. You're sitting there, you're talking about. At the end of the day, I just laugh. You got to understand that we are 3.5 years to election. Since because you are a young man, since you started knowing about politics, what party you not see campaigning 3.5 years to election? Zero.
But since already campaigning.
Exactly. We are canvassing for partisan. Now, as we're speaking to you, Chief, you will hear from us. You hear from one country.
When your national convention? When your national convention?
Oh, that's around December. The whole world will come to Liberia. When Sarah then was going to join us, because we formed our Australian branch.
I want to see CNC. I want to see CNC when I see your rally. I want to see your movement. But right now, I think it's all semantic.
You are speaking to listen.
Yes.
You are speaking to Musa Hassan Belete. who delivered Monterado to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You are speaking to Musa Hassan Belede, who was the campaign CEO of Liberty Party. You saw Liberty Party campaign. Chief, we are in our own driver's seat. All the bad experiences we have, everything that we have done that did not go right, we'll learn from that and do it better. We've never had a perfect journey, but we'll learn our lesson. You will see CMC. Our first outing will be in July. Please take cue. The day we come Oscar, you will know that we are different. You will know that we mean something else. The day will come Oscar.
I want to see if God right now in Liberia.
Honorable, the way you talking now, I think
right now in Liberia,
my mouth small.
Right now in Liberia, that CDC.
CMC, the way you are energetic, the way you are energetic, you belong in the CMC. You see,
you don't have to be loyal to your partner, Susan.
Listen,
you're loyal to Liberia. You be loyal to Liberia.
Sarah, you need to be loyal to your country. This is what I want us to be, loyal to our country. No, be loyal to your country.
I'm loyal to my country through my party because my party make that country. Make up the
Okay.
Keep
thinking about it.
And you honor the water?
Yeah, we look, what we are doing in Liberia is that we are creating a 10 lane. We have had 1 and 2 lane. There's no 10 lane. We want to create 10 lane.
And it's very important.
We're not, look, CMC, we are not going to be here making noise. I guarantee you, everyone on the show tonight, our first event will take place in one of the 6 big counties in Liberia. And that event will signal the beginning of an era in Liberian politics. And it's going to happen within the next 30 days. Watch it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
To be honest with you, to be honest with you, I said this yesterday. I like how the CMC is very structured. Your pages and everything look very professional. It looks really, really good. So I must commend you guys on that. I think that is that part. I really give you guys the credit, the high level of professionalism right now. But for pulling the Liberian people now, we're waiting to see that one.
But Susan,
thank you, Susan. You remember yesterday I told you, right? You already remember. See, you just don't know it yet, but you already remember. Look, I was looking for you just now. Send me a request on Facebook, my dear, so I can put you in.
You love Mr. Nangba. She's not going anywhere. Don't try it.
Listen.
Susan, I will find you.
Susan, we are only 4 months old. 4 months.
Sarah, you're welcome too.
Sarah, we are only 4 months old. 4 months.
Mr. Jerome gave me your own, you know, he's just spending time over there. So that people hear.
You see, you're 20 years old. You're just 4 months old. So don't come out here with your stuff. Thomas Fala say, all of you under the water, he know all of you. No, you can't tell me nothing from the water, he know. That's why
we know him more than he know us.
Look, let me say this to you.
Because we made him.
Sarah, in 2 weeks, CMC is going to launch the CMC website and the CMC app.
Oh, wow.
Together. With that app, you will sit right in your house and become a CMC member. You will go on the app, you will fill the form. That form will not ask you your trap. It will just ask you if you're a member of the diaspora in Liberia, what country you're from and what district you're from, and your gender and your age. We want to know nothing else. We want to walk the walk and talk the talk.
That's right.
We're going to have a CMC. I mean, we put thousands of dollars in this. The website and the app are based in the UK. It is going to be one of the best. First of all, it has never happened.
But Mr. Ability,
yeah.
People are asking me now. They say, Chairman Ability got all these great ideas. He just headed the CPP. Why didn't he take the same idea to the CPP? And CPP on his watch, they won 1% of the vote.
That question is a very tough question. But as a chairman of CPP, CPP was like a federal state. When you have a federal state, it means that the various federations have their own distinct power and their own directional power. So it's not an organization of total control. Being a chairman of CPP, it means nothing. You have no authority. You cannot say anything until everybody agrees on it. Okay? And the United Party destroyed the CPP. Okay? They made sure the damage or the organization and made it a damaged goods and left it. Okay? So we had nothing left with us. When we were left now, about everything, the Liberia Party, they carry half of it, and they carry the ALP, all of ALP. The ANC was the only 4 party that stayed, and we were bruised from the crisis. So that is different. Today, the CMC, I'm the political leader. I'm surrounded by people. We make decisions for the party, okay? And right now, our hair is not into collaboration. Collaboration is for 2029. What we are involved into now is building a party. You cannot come sit down here now and can't talk about collaboration. And I'm time for collaboration. This is some of the mistakes that parties have made, and will not repeat those mistakes. Build your power. By 2028, we should be able to assess and be honest with ourselves what is our strength. And based on that, we can decide what we want to do. I believe, based on what I have already seen in this country, that by that time, no party will be bigger than the CMC. Chief, as I speak to you, we have just received our first shipment of vehicles, 21 of them, and 1 container of motorbikes that we're going to spread through the country. You understand? We're not campaigning, we're raising members. We brought in gadgets, 150 of them, that will be deployed in the district, and these small tablets will allow our people to go in the village where there is no internet. Register people.
Will not sabotage your movement, knowing who they are.
They're not able. They want them who used to eating money. They can spend on party now. They're busy eating money right now. They're not worried about party business. So we will get our people will get on it. So you go to Nyenwolo, for instance, in my district, no internet there, but the equipment will be able to take your picture, take all your information, plug it in. By the time you reach the internet, it uploads, and then in Monrovia, there is a whole system set up, and you start printing your ID card and where your picture was taken from within 72. And I'm not saying this. I have used it.
You are breaking some news tonight, though. You're breaking news.
No. Of course. Tomalin, this is the system.
Mine's like crazy, though.
Chief, this is what I had in 2023 in my district.
But Mr. Petty, let me ask a question though. Look, people saw you and ABC. You guys work closer together. You think? Imagine you two are to say, well, let's collaborate together. Let's still to push forward instead of going separate ways. You think, or maybe you guys, you in the future, maybe 2029. I know maybe you guys will come back together. I mean, who knows? We don't know. But I know. So really,
look, you know my relationship with ABC, perfect. You know, I mean, ABC is a cool guy, and I'm here for collaboration. The CMC idea is to run Liberia different from all the other political parties and the way they conceive Liberia. We have 3 years to sell that to Liberian people. Tomalin, after 2025, 2026, 2027, December, we should know whether we have done a good work to sell ourselves. If by March, April 2028, we do tests and we realize that Liberian boy buy our will fail. So that time when you can talk about collaboration.
No, I mean you're right. Look,
I'm not collaborating with nobody. CMC is a political party by itself. We're going to River G to build a bridge there. We are going to go to Grand Cru. We are going to go to Bassa. We are going to go to Riverside. We're going to go to the 3 western counties. Okay? We are doing something.
So what you were doing in the yellow machine when it comes now? Say you're going ahead to build these bridges.
that yellow machine is still a dream. I'm not in the government work. All I'm doing, the yellow machine we have about 7 now. We have ordered 14 more. So the CMC will have about 21 pieces of yellow machine. We believe that will do marvelous work for us. We are not taxed with developing this country. The government is taxed with developing this country. We are going to do intervention on behalf of our people. What CMC wants to do is to tell the Liberian people in 2028 that we've been around for 3 years. Look at what we have done. If you want more of that, come to us. Chief, I will be the first person to tell Gamer we can't make it. If after 3 years of hard work and convincing the Liberian people, we still prove that we're not able. I believe that when I went to District 7 in Nima County, and this is where I get my kick from. I was told, and Susan, you know what I'm talking about. I was told that Mano people and Kio people will never elect a Madigo man. That they will never do it. That I'm just fooling myself. But when I went underground and I saw the suffering of the people, and I said, you mean to tell me that if I alleviate these people's struggle that they're going through, they will look at me and tell me, say, I'm gonna go to hell? I don't think there's any human being in the world to do that. And I tested the resolve of the people. In spite of fear of war, do you know that people carry a television screen in villages showing Al-Qaeda people bombing and say that you see that man with ability?
Maria?
Oh, you understand? Yes. But the people say this man, yes, the people say this man who brought Roya in this village for the first time, he deserves our vote. This man who made us to see life for the first time in our life, he deserves our vote. I believe if CNC repeat what Musa Belede did in District 7, Liberia will respond to it.
I mean,
and that's what
people were right. The people were right.
And I want to say this to you.
But quickly, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me put the last question in quick. Okay.
But Tomalin, you've been talking throughout
I
now.
beg you. My last one, I beg you. But the last one is important.
Yeah, Susan, I'll let for you to ask your question later on.
I beg you, add the last one quickly. Capability. Okay. You know very well right now.
You don't bring out Nimati, you don't bring out Nimati.
You know very well.
Sorry.
What people are saying that, right?
Yeah.
You got the sitting vice president. He's from Nima County. He Kun, right? You got the caucus there. You got Koga and Yantuan, all the guys there. Now you part of the caucus. Right now, I take you and Tar from there because you guys are not allowed with them. But now you think now I can tell you now what you are doing, Nima, especially. You know that I'm very sure the vice president, and Yantuan, all the guys, Koga there, you got an eyes on you already. Because what you're doing will affect them. If come to 2029, where one of them on the ballot for president or vice president, you know that your effort, your activities now may affect them. So, are you prepared to because I can this was I foresee will happen. I foresee you and the VP, you and Yantuan and Koga there coming into. You guys gonna be. I can see that the mud fight coming. that fight will come. Are you prepared for it? They're gonna come with that fight to you.
Already? Is it strange? Harrison Conway was running as vice president. The people, all the names you call in judgment, they didn't support him. Remember, there's no better Nyeman than the other. Jeremiah Kun was running as vice president and Kehleboe Gongloe was running as president. You understand what I'm saying? Prince Johnson was running as president.
Yeah.
And everybody else in Nimba today was opposed to him. Okay? Nimba had never ever had a situation where there's only one candidate. We're diverse people.
No, but PAG had a grip on the country. It's no mistake. He had a grip on the country.
Well, I'm telling you now that when PAG was running for president, Kun did not support him, Koga did not support him, Tuayan did not support him. This is on the record. All you can say, all the grip you want to say, you can answer that my question. That is the fact. So what I'm telling you is that there has been no time. Nimba is not a one-party country. You understand? I am the political leader of CMC. I have a vision for Nimba. I believe that is different. I see Nimba differently. I see Nimba from a different prison. And the United Party sees Nimba differently. And 2029 will take our agenda to the Nimba people. The one that they prefer is the one that they will choose. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to agree that we must disagree. I mean, it's disrespectful to think that our country is a one-party country. That country is a country that supports multi-party democracy. Musability is political leader of CMC. If CMC decide to make me their standard bearer, I am from Nimba, I'm from Central Nimba, I'm from District 7. I will campaign and absolutely nothing wrong with me. And all those who do not align with the CMC brand will campaign against them. There will be representatives that may not be in our party, but their ideology is ours. We will endorse those representatives. Those that our ideology don't agree with, we'll oppose them. That's the beauty of politics. As we speak today, we are in the caucus. That's fine. Nimba is what we have in common. Nothing wrong with that. It's okay. It is okay to disagree. You can do it in Magibi Tomalin. Why you don't want us to do it in our country? You can do it in Guarm. Why you don't want us to do it in our country? We are diverse people. And this is the stereotype that Nimba have to take a step from. For any politician to think that Nimba can be packaged in one slot and distributed, you have to recalibrate, because 2029 is going to be a year of revolution.
Wow.
Honorable Musa, I want to say, first of all, I am super proud of you. I like your fighting spirit. I let people who, when you talk, you go for it.
Yes.
And, I like how you're speaking with so much confidence. The fact that you are aware that you have people like Kun and Koga, they will be your obstacle, but you are willing to fight for the Liberian people. And the one thing I want to also say here, since I've been into Liberian politics, just my little time into the Liberian politics, I have never seen a politician that is out there, even though the politician is not in power, but you're building roads, you're doing things for the Liberian people. How I wish we have other leaders doing the same thing. How I wish we have opposition leaders like ABC, Kehleboe Gongloe, even the party I'm from. you know, it will make changes. So I'm super proud of CMC. I'm looking at you guys with my third eye. Let's see what's going to happen. But honestly, you guys are on the right track. You guys are on the right track.
Thank you, Susan.
I'm proud. Yes.
Thank you, Susan.
Sarah, admit it, please. Admit that the people are working.
Thank you.
That
Oh, you don't hear me
is
telling them, and
they're doing well.
Oh, you didn't hear me praising them.
Let me tell you thank you, and I will. I will for the moment.
Like that when I accept to say I don't know better.
I wait for the moment that you will join the party that you belong to, the party that can utilize all your energy, and that's the CMC. And I tell you something, Susan. When I made a decision to declare my asset, it was a tough decision. I talked to my family, spoke to my wife, and I told her, I said, the way I wish to do my politics, I have to show the Liberian people where I get my wealth from. I have to show the Liberian people whatever I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. If people will make people to believe that, oh, Belete is dead, Belete is dead. I've declared my assets 15 months now. I'm open to this government for anything. I'm an open book. But the money I make, I will spend it on this country. If it make anybody vex, let them do the same thing. Let them go open their secret bank account and put the money outside and go do the same thing. I will build school in Margibi. I will build road in Margibi. We will do our largest investment in Bon County.
Wow.
What we will put in Bon County will not surpass anywhere. This year alone, CMC will do the highest.
Bon County get cash cow in there. Waiting for you.
Listen, we don't go around distributing cash, Sarah. What we do, we see the plight of the people. We see roads that they cannot travel to plant their seeds. We see schools that the children cannot sit in class because the rain is coming on, and then we take it. Instead of distributing the money for people to sing for us, we take the money and build those schools. We build the roads. We build the bridges. We will not distribute our money. See, if you come into CMC because you think that we have money to do that, you come into the wrong party. Well, let me tell you something. Starting from this year, there will be a CMC diaspora mission to Liberia every month, starting from August this year. Wow. What we are doing, every month, there will be a CMC diaspora mission. That mission, if Sarah is from Nima County, District 4, when she comes from America at CMC, she goes straight to District 4. She will spend 1 week, 2 weeks there, talk to her people about CMC. Every month, starting from August this year.
Don't explain all your strategy now before they steal it.
No, they can steal it. You see, they think about it.
They don't get the money
Sarah,
to steal the idea.
see what we want them to steal it so that Liberia people can benefit. We want them to steal how to make bridges so that there can be more bridges. Exactly. Let us steal the idea. Look, I want them to steal how to make bridge. I want them to steal how to make road. You understand? I want them to steal how to bring the diaspora from America instead of going to New York and raise money and wire it into the party account. The CMC diaspora is going to take money and bring it on themselves. If you join CMC and you are from District 5 in Nimba County, we'll list you. You will choose which one you will be available in, and then we'll bring you. You will come to Liberia, and you will immerse into your own community for 2 weeks talking about CMC. When you finish, you will have your debriefing, and then you will leave. Another group will come. It will be like the Peace Corps Day. So we're not joking. If they make anybody vet, let them do the same thing. I'm open to investigation. I've published my wealth. I've told you where I get my money from, and if that will take my money and put it in a bank, I decide to spend on the people it made you vet. All of y'all get money. All of your political leaders then get money. Every one of them are millionaires. but they choose to spend it on themselves. I choose to spend on my party and on my people. If they make you do the same thing, or you just shut up.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you very
Should
much.
we give you
Thank
this
you,
name?
Susan. Thank you.
Can I just
Chief.
ask him? Should we
Susan,
give you the name Life or
Susan.
Development Doctor? Which one would you prefer?
Light,
Because I don't think Delon don't deserve that light name. So I think we should give you that name, the Life or Development Doctor. Which one do you prefer? Because me, I won't be calling you Chairman. Yeah.
Susan, enemy you call me, I don't want you to come. Susan, I got place for you in my party. I got place for you. Think about it.
Sarah.
I mean, look. No. Right now, I will focus on Susan.
Yeah, I'm focusing on Sarah. I'm focusing on Sarah. In my father's house are many mansions.
I want to focus on Susan because it's easy for me. We got more than one thing in common. So I will push her. And Sarah, Sarah had to get a little bit. So,
the girl from Peabody, we got Peabody man right here. Eh?
Listen, we want to thank you very much. I know my brother Kehleboe is just coming on, but we've been on for over 2 hours. I know.
Kehleboe,
yeah. That didn't go through, but listen, thank you ever so much. We'll let you give your parting comments, and then because after midnight in Monrovia, and then the rest of us, will spend a few more minutes and try to do an analysis, post-analysis for your delivery. But thank you so much for your time. So we'll give you a minute or two if you have any parting comments.
Well, I would like to give Kehleboe if you want to say something.
Yeah, honorability. You're closing.
Yeah.
Yes. I will appreciate to say something. I actually came on.
Yeah, Kehleboe, go ahead and do your closing.
You're my issue always. So no
yeah, no, I please I want to hear from Kehleboe.
Yeah, Kehleboe. No. So I was watching the show. My honorability responded to Tomalin George's question. I just came here to re-emphasize and support his answer. Probably extend it just by a little bit. I think unfortunately in Liberia is the Liberians from all the other countries project themselves as experts on Nima politics. Only their own country they are not expert on. They always think that Nima is a monolithic group that thinks just one way, without even appreciating what has happened in the country. Like what honorability said, in 2000, I believe was that? Yes, 17.
17.
When Harrison Campbell was vice presidential candidate of Bronski, the very argument that even Prince Johnson used to say, "Oh, Boaka is old, you'll soon die," even though he died before Boaka. Bronski was also old and he was sick, and Harrison Campbell was vice presidential candidate. So if they are all lined up behind him, he would have become president a few months after the election, because a few months after the election, Mr. Bronski could not make it. But the most vicious attack on Conway came from Prince Johnson in Petro. I remember watching that on the Pantage. There was an occasion. The most vicious attack, and Prince Johnson knew how to attack his opponent. It came from him.
Yeah.
And that is a fact. And some of us are aware, and those who even make the argument, the Kun and his surrogates today, who make the argument, they are sharply aware of that history. Fast forward, in 2023, honorability mentioned that. Councillor Gongloe, there were two presidential candidates from Nimba.
Yes.
Dr. Wapo
and Councillor Gongloe.
But Dr. Wapo has ran in 2017. And he got, nationally, he got, I think, 2,900 votes or so. Or 3,000 votes, just around there. And he was running again. But he was, in 2023, it was not clear whether you were running or you were not running, because there were instances where you want to come out to represent Kennedy Boaka. So people were a little confused whether you were running or you were Allah or Bwaka. Because there were
Yeah.
other rumors that he was trying to position himself to be Bwaka running it. So Councillor Gongloe was the only candidate at the time that visited 107 times in Nimba. And even slept in Jackson at home. Prince Johnson saw him rising. That if this guy is the only viable candidate, the Nimba people will go behind. There was a meeting held at Prince Johnson Church right after service. And there was a boy called George in that meeting. I'm not going to call his last name. He and Musa them from the same village. Musa knows him, but I'm not going to call his last name. He was in that meeting because he was an NDR man / CDC. And Prince Johnson called the meeting and said, look, even though Kuna ready to be president, but if we don't put someone in the race against Councillor Gongloe, he's going to take over from me and become the most popular person in the country. You'll be the godfather. And I'm running for Senate. I can't run for president. So let's call Kun. They sat in that meeting and called Kun and said, Kun, come. And Kun came there, they explained to him. And he said, okay, I agree. So they were actually plotting against one of their own, that if this guy, they don't fight him, he will become the president. That is a fact, and this is a record. So those who are Kun Allah today from other countries don't even understand the history of Nimba. Sometimes they project themselves as experts on Nimba politics. And I wanted to just come.
Yeah, only 2 minutes we give you. You're going 5 minutes already.
Force honorability answer to do. So Nimba is not a monolithic group. We are a diverse group. In fact, if you look at the demographic, the figures from 2020 census, it will surprise you to know that there are more than 3,000 Kisi people in Nimba. There are more, I think Baswa is probably the fourth largest ethnic group in Nimba. Okay? So you got it. So we are very diverse. In fact, the whole thing about Nimba having 5 tribes, we need to even challenge it now. Because they are
you got 30 more seconds, Playboy. 30 more seconds.
I just wanted to stop there. So
thank you.
You got, but this man do
Thank
all
you,
this.
thank you, Kehleboe. I felt like I needed to hear from my brother because it's important, and I want to continue to say that, you know, we may have sometimes we may not agree on the strategy, but all those who believe that we all should stand in line, y'all get ready because we'll fight in 2029. Yeah, I'm not going to be behind nobody's line. I'm telling you now. And that country, when my mother birthed me, it was encyclopedia. Nothing, as long as this universe is here, nothing can change that. Nothing anybody can say. You can go say anything you want to go say. That's my home. I too have the right to aspire. I have the right to aspire. And I don't believe in that thing that some people, you know, Gongloe, what bothers me is the manner, the biased manner in which the whole Nimba-ness is being implemented. When it is good for some people, it is good even if it is vice president. And then presidency is not important because it's certain people. When it's good for some people, it is good. Hello, we are almost 1.5 million people in that country. What I believe in is that I went in Nimba country. Nobody believed that it was possible, given the history, the difficulties we've been through as a people, the war, that I could be elected. I tried and I succeeded. That place is, if you want to challenge me in Nimba, you gotta do better than me. Your tribe will not fight me to succeed.
You will not depend on your tribe to fight me. You have to show to the people of Nimba that you have done better for Nimba than me. Your tribe, to say you are a Mano man or you are a Gio man or you are a Bassa man, and therefore you deserve more than me, that is not going to work in that country. So if you want to be over Mutability, or you want to be over Kehleboe Gongloe or Tiawan Gongloe or Edith Gongloe or anybody else in Nimba, you have to show that you did more than me. I have 300 kilometers of roads that I built. I have over 50 corvettes I built. I have over 11 bridges that I built. So do better than me, you got to show more than that. If you not show it, I'm sorry. You don't have a bigger voice than me. I will fight for the soul of my country. I will fight for Nimba. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. My party is my party, and that party that they call CMC, we have a candidate in the 2029 election. Let me announce it now so that everybody can hear it. That party is not an extension of any political party in Liberia. Otherwise, I would have joined another party. I'm going to take the money that I said that you saw me that I declared that money. I will take it and put it in that party. I will build bridges. I will build roads. I will make farm. I will give women loan. I will take people out of poverty so that they can look at their life differently. And in return, after I've done all of that, I will tell them, y'all vote for me. If they didn't vote for me, I will sit at home. But that's what I will do. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Honorable Ability. It's really been an honor having you. And Susan, you wanted to know what name to call him. Some people call him Talk and Do. Some people call him Ability Guy. Some people call him Ability Guy Ability. But you know, you
that's the number you want a promotion. I know.
No, I mean, I think Susan should call him Godfather, because father does for his children, you know.
That is very impressive. I'm not going to lie to you, but that is very, very impressive. I mean, someone who does something to impact the life of the Liberian people.
Godfather.
Thank you very much.
I think we should call him the Godfather or Nima, eh?
It should be people who do better job for the country out of their own will, not people who steal money from government and pocket and send few children to Rwanda or Cyprus. You put a sub-senior school in Cyprus, then they say, oh, no. It should not be about that.
Thank you very much, and I know I rushed you a little bit, but we've been on it for almost 2 hours, and you know, we had to. The guys in the studio are also, you know, called the production.
They're tired now.
So, but I want to thank you all very much, Chief. Thank you very much. I'm passing it over. I think you know, I think we had a great show. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I think we had an opportunity, you know, to talk to Musa. We talk to him all the time. These are the kind of things we talk about, and these are the kind of things that are fueling some of us. You know, listen to what we're saying. If you like it, come and join us. We urge you to come. Let us be the vessel of change that we want to see for our country. That's what we're saying. But it's been a great show. Thank you very much.
Yes, I would just say in my closing, look, Musa said some things tonight that should provoke the conscience of everyone who want to see Liberia better. In the fact that the legislature that we're depending on, they are gone. They're gone already. They're gone. And hopefully we'll get a chance to discuss that put bill. That bill that they put money for 2029, that bill. This French man that's sponsoring that bill, he's already, you see how he passed so fast?
Who sponsored the bill?
One French guy who are convicted in the court for the same post business.
So he sponsored a bill?
Was he sponsoring the bill? He funded these lawmakers then to push that bill.
Oh.
Yeah, Musa saying he has not even seen a copy of the bill yet, but already gone through going to the president's desk now. And people tell me, say, Boga will sign that bill. And I'm telling you, what they're going to do the next few years, if we continue to play this cat and mouse game, people will consolidate. They will want to power. They will control all segments of the government, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive. They'll be in their hands. And the guys will do everything possible to ensure that election favor them.
Yeah.
So everybody should be on alert and don't play games. But it's out there. But my people, that's all we can do.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. I think we can take 1 minute each, go around and close out. I hope that the guys will allow that. Let's go ladies first, and then Mr. Gongloe will come after. We start with Sarah, then Susan.
Yeah, Sarah, just before Mr. Gongloe, we should have a guest from your end by tomorrow, right?
You never return my call. Tomalin George, I just say he never respond. He never return my call.
He always kind of complaining, calling for they don't return his call.
Anyway,
you return my
okay, if you get it, man, I want to talk. I want to hear the young man. He's very brilliant.
I have a guest tomorrow. I tested.
Really, guest. But but you give it to you already. So
yeah, I call you back. Message.
Every panelist can bring a guest, Mr. Gongloe. Everybody can bring a guest. You can bring a guest on the.
So anyway, thank you guys.
Okay, Sarah, let's go.
I want to say thanks to our guest, Mr. Chairman Ability. That was very impressive on the part of the CMC with regards to their aspirations, their dreams and aspirations for our people. I wholeheartedly, really impressed. Impressed about that, and I pray that they'll be successful whatever way. We all want the best for our country. It doesn't matter for me. It doesn't matter which party whatsoever. But to see these United Party people as divisive as they are and lawless as they are to come back to power, that will be a disaster for our country. That will be a disaster. With all of the things they are doing in the government, no respect for the rule of passing superstitious bills that people don't know about, just to fund their campaign 2029. Who do the Liberian people look up to? If the legislature can fight for them, the people are done. We are done. Our people are done. So I just want to say thank you. We'll continue to say what we have to say here whenever we come on, talk to our people, and I hope they are watching and I hope they are listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you for keeping it under the 1 minute. Susan, your 1 minute.
Yes, I actually enjoyed the show. It was very, very, very. I think since I've been on here, yes,